it's a major, guys. Each team is going to have prepared. It doesn't help either that this is the first series of the morning. And so they will have had the teams up into the wee hours of the morning last night looking at these drafts.
Yeah. So Razor, Night Stalker is the only one we didn't really touch on. Sure. We've seen Roger have success on that one in the past for Navi. That aggression, I think, is the one thing that we're kind of talking about, how Navi can really pull ahead in this one. Newbee opens up with the Bane, just very flexible pick. Strong hero we saw Secret play with yesterday and to high success. Puppy having a very dominant on that hero. I think Faith's played that one a couple times too.
It is his, I believe, second most played hero so far this patch, 4 and 3.
5 seconds remaining.
I'd like to maybe see them just get the Kakarot spirit as well.
Yeah. A big fan of him on that one.
Done that a few times.
I think Navi might take that away.
Whoa.
That's the other Seneko hero, right? The Witch Doctor.
I like him a little less on that hero.
Much less.
I feel like he doesn't get to be the true Senekio that I know.
He gets aggressive.
Some good stuff.
He does get very aggressive on the Witch Doctor.
I like his play on that hero, but it just doesn't have the same kit. It doesn't offer the same kind of pushing threat.
Right.
Shadow Shaman does. And already, I look at these first 2 picks by Navi, and maybe a little bit of a wave clear disadvantage, depending on what Newbee goes first. Of course, Bane, not so great in that department.
Clockwork, though, it's a flex pick, right? They're running it so they can, it's good versus the Bane in all situations of the game, and they can be put in 2 different lanes. And Newbee gets the Kaka Senking, one of his most played, and as you mentioned, one of his most successful heroes.
Yeah, I gotta say, already I'm liking the opening that Newbee's got, and then what Navi got these first.
I'd agree.
I think Sand King and Bane have certainly got very nice ways to play around both the Witch Doctor and the Clockwork.
Clock being picked up early forces Newbee to actually ban out the Shadow Fiend. Soul trick that we do see so often.
Yep. And Navi banning out the SCCC Queen of Pain.
Oh, that's one that we didn't actually touch on. That's one of his more popular too.
He is, for my money, he is the best Queen of Pain player in the world right now. Of course, Sumail, maybe CTY, gods on that hero as well, but the farming numbers that SCCC is able to put up while still keying their team fight with that hero.
Wow, look at that, a Medusa ban.
I'm kind of happy to see the Medusa ban.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been seeing it so many of these games. I want to see some more variety coming out.
Sure.
It's not the most exciting here.
But just kind of question is pretty early for that Medusa ban, right?
I think because of the supports that they have.
Yes.
We're assuming, we don't know where the Clockwork's going to be just yet because General plays it, but these 2 heroes, they don't really deal well versus Medusa if it gets to those later stages.
And just the tempo at which Navi likes to play. I mean, yes, they did beat Virtus Pro in that ultra long game that we had yesterday, the second match that we saw here, but Navi not generally a team that likes to go 50 minutes plus, and Medusa just so hard to push.
All right, well, we're in a reserve time already for Newbee. Strong lineup.
And there's no chance, is there, that KP plays the Sand King and they try and slip an AA into this lineup as well?
Maybe if there's something like a Death Prophet revealed for Navi.
So they have done that.
They have done that.
For the record, yes.
Okay.
They have slid KP over into the Sand King.
I don't think that would be that bad at all, but I mean, maybe say they want to see where it goes with the rest of it.
I don't think you need AA yet. I think if Navi picks a core that's vulnerable against it.
Yeah, they want more information.
Sure.
And I think we still don't know where the Clockwork's going to go. I guess we can say we don't know where the Sand King's going to go. They want to be able to have those kind of matchups.
Now, one thing that I don't like about the Viper pick here is that it gives away a lot of information that a hero played pretty much exclusively by Dendi and in the mid-roll by Navi. So Newbee now have a lot of information about what Navi's core configuration and their laning configuration is going to look like.
I don't know. Call me a hater, but I have yet to see Dendi be on that Viper and have like a standout performance.
Dude, speaking of standout, look at SCCC's hair today.
Woo! Maybe they're going to go for a bristleback pick.
I mean, there's a reason that...
Dude, I love it.
You get a picture with that guy and your MMR immediately goes up by 500.
Wow.
True story.
I didn't know that. That makes a lot of sense. But anyway, I like to see Dendi on these more flashy kind of, be able to show off. And Viper, sometimes they put it on him and I don't see it. But hey, maybe it won't even be on him. Who knows? They can do something crazy. A Bat Rider.
But Newbee takes the bat themselves.
Yeah. This has been a staple of the Chinese scene for a long time. Flame at TI played some of the best Bat Rider in a single tournament I've ever seen. And there you go, there's the counter.
That was the quickest counter, as Owen said.
It could be the It could be the Roger Nix, right?
Oh, that's
that's
what you. I was like,
yeah.
what your point? I was like, oh yeah, Roger Nick's assassin. Let's go, boys and girls.
We love you, Roger.
He's
we know
gonna-
he had a good chuckle
He's
about
got
it
a
too.
point to prove. He's
Yeah,
gonna do
definitely.
it. I hope it is. I really do hope it
He
is.
has a much better already like situation coming up from this game. He's versus the Bat Rider.
I love
Makes the game
Roger.
a lot easier
Let's
for
go.
the Knicks.
Yeah, but it puts General onto that Clockwork, which I feel like offlane Clockwork is very high volatility.
Yes,
Exactly.
and also the thing you were talking about earlier is the wave clear. They're already
Yes.
looking like having massive problems with the wave clear, and the farm prioritization. Right, if Knicks and Clockwork are support and offlane, who's gonna take the farm? Which one of the supports? No one's really gonna be able to take that one. It's gonna have to be the last hero, just a really hard carry for Navi. And we've got the Bane Mirana combo coming out.
All right.
An easy combo right there. Yeah. Looking pretty
Still,
nasty.
Newbee lacking a bit in the physical damage department. Could this be an
Sure.
AM game?
Here's the Radiant ban.
You know, no one's picking AM. I'm not sure what the deal is. Maybe they finally nerfed him enough to make
mean,
him
that-
unviable.
That blink change was
It was pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad for the hero.
Radiant's
Remind me
turn
what
to
that
pick.
was?
cooldown.
Ah,
Yeah.
It's much longer now.
Blink
I
cooldown,
think
so
the hero's so good.
I think he can still have situations
that's
where
a
it fits.
good CK ban. That's a
Agreed.
really good CK ban.
I think that's we were just saying that we need a hero that really takes up a lot on the side of Navi, a lot of farm.
Yeah. What do they get for Crystallize?
10 seconds.
Like, a lot of his heroes are banned. The morph, the CK.
PL.
PL is one of the ones that could
5
be
seconds.
instance.
What'll it be?
whatever happened to Sven? Was a hero that
Wait,
people used
Tiny is still, after all this, is still on the board. I don't know that
He lost
that's
a lot though, right?
Yeah,
Yesterday, I think
yeah.
he
It was
seeing-
not a
One
pick
in
run
three.
Tiny.
were Tiny and I yesterday. Only win was by Liquid.
Player's turn to pick.
And yep, good
Well,
well,
they'll take the PL.
Newbee takes the PL instead then for themselves.
Yeah.
So seeing that Navi has very little ways to clear those illusions,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
Viper
very
gets
strong.
owned by PL as
Yeah.
the game goes on.
Yeah,
Would they take it for Crystallize? I mean,
they gotta get wave clear.
So is this okay? I would guess that this is SCCC Murano with Mugi on the PL.
Yeah, that's what we would imagine.
5 seconds remaining.
Navi couldn't try and run a drow lineup, could? Just try and end it.
I think that would be suicide.
Okay.
They could do it. They could do it, but I think that would be suicide here. Drow and Viper as my cores against a PL.
I just feel like it's something I've seen Navi do before, but yeah, probably not the best option.
You know what? I mean, it's Navi. I wouldn't rule it out because they're the kind of team that would have the confidence that Drow could get like the Maelstrom up super fast to do it with the illusions, but it's tough. Fog. I don't necessarily see an ideal solution here.
I mean,
on
one
the
of
side
the,
of Navi.
they do like to go with the Crystallized Weaver a lot of the times.
I think that's probably one
That's
of the better
a very
options.
sort of comfortable pick for Navi.
It'll
I
do
just-
well in the lane, but I
Yeah.
think in the later stages.
Wait, what about
it's up.
Sven?
That's what I was saying, bro. Sven, he
What-
got the
you-
wave
you need
clear, he got
something,
the
yeah.
carry, he got the slam jam.
I think you need something that has that AoE wave clear that can clear out the illusions, that has the big physical damage. I mean, Viper's damage output. Remember, he needs people to be low.
I think what we were on like a little similar thing, like having like a BKB core, maybe something like a gyrocopter too. That's still
Gyro,
cool.
okay, Gyro works.
I mean, Gyro is a little bit squishy though. With all
He
his
is a bit
mad
squishy.
He could,
Yeah.
if that Marana gets ahead
gonna get
before his
blowed up.
BKB, yeah.
I think Sven
I
looks
like
pretty
Sven a
decent with
lot.
the BKB because it's really good versus the high magic damage.
But aren't you
Yeah,
not to lane against
yes.
this bat as the Sven? You're gonna have issues that like a Weaver wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna get blowed up. I don't know. They might have been drafted into a corner here. I'm not sure how you get a carry that has that much wave clear that's gonna be able
That's
to,
just
you
yeah.
know.
All the traditional counters, I guess you could Slark, but all the traditional sort of
Nah,
Bat Rider
nah.
counters in the lane are just horrible against the PL
Oh,
Mirage.
Lifestealer's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, like I just okay.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
Slark,
You're right.
yeah, I
No,
guess
Hawk.
you could.
Nahaz!
Nahaz!
So it
Cooling
does
the
have
slot.
with the Dark Pact, it does have the ability to have some AoE against
Sure.
the illusions. It's mobile. It can get around in the fights.
Okay.
It can in the lane, right? Of course, you can purge off the napalm stacks.
It's good versus Mirana the pounce.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes
All
it
right.
tricky for the bat to find the lasso, I guess. Yeah.
I still feel like it's going to come online a little too slow. Owen, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not a big believer in the slot. I'm looking forward to seeing Navi do something amazing. It is crystallized, as I said. Don't discount this guy; he's incredible. But doing it with the Slark against Newbee, I think that is quite an ordeal. So I've got to go with Newbee on this draft.
I'm gonna go Newbee as well.
You know, I know you're gonna say Newbie too, but let's be real, guys. Navi's got this one in the bag. Just because they memorized their drafts doesn't mean they remember how to play against that CIS.
5 seconds
I
remaining.
gotta go with the percentages. I think Newbee is the better team coming into this. I think they've gotten themselves a pretty good advantage in the draft. Let's go 3-1, Newbie, but I want to see 3 games in this series. All right, let's send it out. Kicking off game 1 of our second series of the day. Here are Toby 1 and Blitz.
You know, that panel can discuss all they want about the 5th pick, but I want to hear from you, Blitz. Slark was the pickup. We were tossing up as well, like the Svens, the Lunas, and everything else.
Yep.
Do you think Crystallize has what it takes to make this Slark work?
Absolutely. I think it's a great Slark game.
Wait, hang
Really
on.
excited to see Slark.
Wait, is this Slark bringing out the worst in you again? Or
No,
you
I'm
actually
very happy.
believe this?
Yeah.
You legitimately
Absolutely.
believe this?
Navi number 1. What? Why are you looking at me with a skeptic? But not today, Tobes.
Not today? So you think it can work? Well, if it can round up, it's nice, but how do you deal with the PL with everything Navi has? Have you got enough if this PL gets fat?
No.
This is why I'm a skeptic. Like, you've got no clearance that Sven the Cleave would have offered, or the Luna Glades would have offered.
Sometimes, though, Dota doesn't require logic.
Is this when we look at it and we were all sitting there on the draft in the last series and just like, you know who's going to win this? Virtus Pro is going to win this, and then EG won it, and then we go back for game 2, and then it's like, and
What?
again
Me and Slacks called EG, dog.
for game 1.
Yeah, for game 1. We
For
called
game
EG.
2, we were all VP,
Yeah.
and then EG won.
But game 1, I don't know. We got game 1 right. You don't have to lump us in with.
with
your failed
with
endeavor.
my 0-2.
Ours do not sully our record.
Hey, this is the reason why I don't go panel. I just look at the games and enjoy.
That's true. Sometimes that's all. Navi, that's what it is. You
You just look at the games and
just
enjoy.
look at the games and enjoy.
It doesn't have to make sense. We've got like a whole bunch of single target available against an illusion-based hero like a PL, and initiation-wise, at least they're gonna have the vision game. Like, you're gonna have Rocket, you're gonna have Nyx Assassin inside of Invis, potentially Slark initiating as well inside of Shadowblade. So maybe we're looking at this from the wrong angle, where they're gonna get the leash, they're gonna get the lockdown, and then it's just bang, 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 kill them off before you can create and assemble the army.
The upside is that PL is a much slower hero. He requires a lot of farm to be somewhat serious.
Yeah.
I think that it is a good Slark game, minus that, because if you look at the lockdown for him, he can almost shed off all of it.
Yep.
And I think that's the main reason they picked him. So the objective right now for Crystallize is I have to kill everyone else, and then my team has to help me kind of maneuver around the PL. They're gonna have to get into like a situation where they just kite him.
You start playing around with the Vipers Nether Toxin. At least that's one way where you can. I don't want to say you can't zone it, but at least you can try and. Can't zone, but yeah. What's the thing I'm thinking of?
What are you shooting for right now?
I'm thinking of like the sentries from StarCraft 2, where you can shield block and just lock them in that
Force
way.
fields.
Force fields, yeah. Yeah, you can force field them into one area and just lock them up. Colossus can't reach. Yeah, tribute to esport game. Yeah, maybe they can do that. But I sense a couple of problems as well for the Newbee lineup. We talk about like Slack being able to shrug things off. This Nyx Assassin, who is our player who's DC'd, it is going to be a Roger Nyx Assassin, so it's a clockwork off. Is it enough to say the Nyx is going to be a problem just because he has Spike Carapace against a lot of AoE abilities, which they probably can't control? And then are you happy putting this Nyx into a 4 role and not having him in the 5 role, where the clockwork, in the 3 role where the clockwork is currently sitting?
I think so. I think that Roger doesn't need to do a whole lot. He just has to spike Carapace under the Firefly. Like, that's the main thing that you're going to shoot for. That's the reason why Bat Rider gets countered by the Nyx Assassin. Like, anytime the Bat Rider tries to go, it's really difficult to find the initiation. It's similar to the matchup against Puck. It's the same reason why people pick Nyx against Puck. Counter, so you can always get the
instant disable.
Yeah.
So we got a small problem, as you can see on the screen, with Faith. It's his mouse, which is currently having a connection issue. The guy below the desk, our technician, looking to fix things up quickly. No delays today. No too much hype and blow the power board.
That killed me,
Oh,
but I'm back alive.
the power board didn't kill you. The soundboard killed you when I pulled it. That's what that was. I like to see the old combination. Like, even though you're running this as a core Mirana, a 2-position Mirana, having Faith Nightmare set up, is it actually as easy to pop off? Like, do you have problems with Na'Vi? Like, can they even get rid of that apart from just stealing the Nightmare? Like, how do you stop Nightmare into Arrow if you're Na'Vi?
Just like Slark jumps in, just dark packs on the way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
you
oh,
can,
I'll take this.
Nyx
It's
can
fine.
tank it and just spike Carapace as well. There are a bunch of options, Tobes. Don't worry about that. Don't overthink it.
Just the old-fashioned combination, right? Like, who was that? It was the French team, right? That kept running that. Sebastian's team.
Sigma.
It was Sigma.
Maybe. That was the one with like Godlike and stuff. Shout out to Sigma International. What a team.
As opposed to the original reason for Sigma, which was going to be an all-French team. Just like they attempted. They succeeded with the all-Swedish team. TI winners. Now, what are they playing here? They're actually here at DreamHack playing another game.
Arena of Valor.
Arena of Valor, they're here playing. My, how esports has developed. But Newbee, they're waiting around the front of Roshan. 4 heroes ready to go. This looks like the old, like, wait for the bounty kind of maneuver. But they're going to do what they did yesterday. It's this smoke up and run forward. They do not want to observe a ward here because there's a sentry available. But the Bar Strike onto Seneko is going to help out. The arrow will connect. So Seneko will die. They're giving the last hit into SDCC. But the advantage that Na'Vi will have is they know exactly where that Radiant Observer ward is.
No, the play is to immediately bring yourself a sentry and then de-ward it.
As if they know, like, he put that down before they got close enough to see him. So it might be hard to understand it.
What's weird is it looks like Seneko knew that was coming, but he dipped onto the low ground for half a second and they saw him with the stun. And of course, the Sand King does have boots level 1, so it was pretty impossible for him to avoid that once he got onto the low ground.
Come on, Roger. Where's the efficiency, Roger?
Did Roger get the...
Yeah, he tangoed. He tangoed the ward. It's like, you can take some damage first.
Nah, you get rid of it instantly.
Efficiency. He's getting it out of it, like, getting it now. 13.3, running at SCCC, who's going to cop that range poison attack damage from Dendi.
What does he need regen for? He's a Nyx assassin.
That is very true. Base regen is already way too high. 5.4.
You think that hero, Toby, needs more HP regen? He's already eating a tango. Life is the tango for that man.
That is
He's just got snacks stored inside the shell.
He's hibernating. He's preparing. He's bulking for the long winter.
What happens when he hatches?
True. Alright, this bottom lane though,
No. Yeah.
they try to set things up so it was advantageous, but I don't think General's happy up here.
Yeah, General's... Oh, what does he even do? Like, this is what we talk about. General regretting what decision? Decision that Na'Vi get more farm into Crystallize by getting him the matchup that they wanted, which is Batrider versus the Slark. He wants to get the pounce. Paralyzing Cask will hold him there. There goes the pounce. The TP out won't work. The Burrow Strike over from Kaka, creating space. KP has his salve available, and this gang from Na'Vi is not going to pay off, even with the 3 heroes they brought to bot lane.
Now he's happy that his TP got cancelled. He's like, alright, sweet, I live.
General, problems underneath that tier 1 tower. Mugi able to easily close the distance on General. The Cogs will push him back.
He's out of mana now.
Yeah, problematic. Mugi's still got a couple of stick charges up his sleeve, and with the help of Faith, they get a couple hits into General, and there's the Phantom Rush forward, but Faith's basic attack, once he had the vision inside the trees, gets the kill. So Newbee 2-0. A very good start for the offlane of PL.
This is just pretty rough for Na'Vi. All 3 of their lanes looking a little bit weak here early on as they are devoting the tri-lane here. And the downside of this, Toby, is that they're splitting XP among 3 people. So everyone's just bottlenecked around level 2, whereas KP's already level 3. Even if he dies at this point, I don't think he's going to be too dissatisfied with what's happened.
Yeah.
And Kaka's hero matches up pretty well against both Roger and General, because you can't really trap the Sand King, right? He has an escape at all times, he's got a reliable stun.
There's only one ability that can keep pulling out of the Sandstorm if he wants to go into it, but he Burrow Strikes forward, making the most out of the end of the DD. Paralyzing Cask wants to get space of his own. He went Caustic Finale, so there is no Sandstorm. With the Maldic damage, Karkar is dead.
Yeah, KP has no mana to try to help him out.
He's
Hard
getting
commit
mana
for that.
burned by Roger.
Yeah, hard commits for that. Pretty surprising. And now
They're
they wanna
TP
make
back
the
down.
jump.
Karka's
Gets
going to
the
have to
stun.
sacrifice himself if KP's going to get out of this one. The double Burrow Strike will do it. Paralyzing Cask, again being a nuisance, but Faith has rotated over. He nightmares onto the Nyx Assassin. Who are they looking at? Karka needs to turn around. Burrow Strike's off cooldown in 1 second time. It's a level 1, so the range is pretty ass, but he has the time when Nyx Assassin takes forever just to turn on the spot. 4 stacks of Sticky Napalm. A lot of gunk in the cogs.
Yeah, unable to do anything there as Dendi in mid lane. Pretty even so far. It's these 2 creeps. Last hits, he will be
General?
dead even as General.
Yeah, Battery Assault's going to wear off. Courier just baits in for the attack.
He's doing pretty well up here at top though. He is level 4, hasn't had a split XP with anybody. Mugi,
He's got 13 denies on that lane. I think a lot of that, some of that's cogs though.
those are a lot of cocks.
I'll take your tribute.
Nightmare onto Seneko. Roger's nearby. Gonna try and help out. Paralyzing Cask into the Impale.
At the top though, General. Trading hits with Mugi as he gets mana burn once again. He should pop his Salvier, I think.
And SCCC, he took to 4 HP then in mid lane. So low with the attack from Dendi. Just a little bit more and he would have got that kill.
Yeah, I'm surprised that SCCC is even keeping up in this lane. Almost nobody outtrades the Viper. And he's learning that the hard way right now. Still, the kills 3-1 in favor of Newbee. Navi, though, doing a very good job in the laning phase when it comes to CS of keeping things relatively even. But it's this Bat Rider and the Sand King that are going to be the playmakers for Newbee, so we need those heroes to do well if you're a Newbee fan.
Well,
Yeah.
Karka's still short on levels, but KP's getting both levels and a large amount of farm. 25. 20 for 5 as a CS. He's got more CS than the Slark does. Not too shabby at all.
I can't have you, no one will.
Conversely, though, this Bane, haven't felt his presence too much on the map, has tried to just run around and trade. Both supports from Navi, still a little bit under-leveled, right?
Maybe another reason too why Faith's here in the mid. Adds a little bit more pressure onto Dendi, top lane, Mugi in General, battling it out. There's still illusions that's making life a little bit more difficult for General to get this kill, but with Lance
General's
and
down.
Phantom Rush, Mugi, heavy damage. The setup is still ready and prepared on bottom lane, so Seneko and look for this paralyzing cast. KP as well as SK. Oh no, the impulse from Roger is going to miss, but Karka, Burrow Strike forward. KP taking way too much damage with the Maledict pop.
You wanted out of it.
Actually crystallized against the last swing in to find the kill onto KP.
Very fortunate cast bounces there, too. At the same time, General giving up that solo kill to Mugi hurts him quite a bit. Mugi jumps forward to level 6 right now. The Slark, on the other hand, is only level 4 as a benefit, having to share the lane between 2 other people.
It's that question mark we put on the game, right? Like, how does Na'Vi deal with a PL, especially a PL that gets an early start like this? I don't want to say it's going to be just as powerful as Ace was in his lone draw
Another
before,
kill,
but it
though.
feels like a similar situation. Yeah, KP back behind the T1 towers. Faith, who was going on Dendi in mid, resulted in his death, and the battery assault not going to happen when STCC had the leap available.
Just gonna back out as at bottom, Seneko getting traded out right now, but here comes Crystallize.
Karka stick charges up and goes into the Sandstorm. Nothing they do after that point. Still, the only hero on the map able to get him out of that is the Clockwork.
Perfect.
Easiest arrow.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Things gonna reset, at least just for a second. Dendi feels very confident in this mid lane.
Boogie feels even more confident up on top. There's so many of him just underneath the tower. He continues to spam them towards General. And General with this level 6, like, you know he wants to rotate off the lane. He wants to try and gank. But 1, he doesn't have the life. 2, he doesn't have the TP. Maybe this will work when Mugi, the paralyzing cask, it bounced back down to him. So Doppelganger's up. General hits the hook shot. They hold him in with a cogs, and Mugi's going to fall. A huge kill for Na'Vi. They definitely needed that against Mugi, but then they go on mid. Nightmare prepping it up. Rogers in the neighborhood, double stun, hitting both SK as well as SCCC. Karka hits the Burrow Strike, arrows available. Roger body blocks it up as SCCC low on mana, even with the 1 charge trigger. Roger has to start the run away up the hill. Karka, Burrow Strike, 1 second, now off cooldown, goes through the Nyx Assassin. And Newbee will pick up both of the Na'Vi mids.
And they're gonna immediately shrine for this too. Being very efficient here as Seneko right above them, though. Does want to start running pretty soon. Is level 5, but is going to snatch the bounty rune in front of Kaka, who notices, sees Seneko in the river, but he's already made his way out. And in mid lane, they did lose the Viper, so things are a little bit more even, but not too shabby for Na'Vi. They were able to kill the PL, and they, like you said, needed to slow down his momentum. He was doing a little bit too good.
Yeah. Like, if they let him keep going, this Diffuser Blade, which is it's still a little bit away, it probably would have been completed by 10 minutes. And unless Na'Vi can actually stop it, okay, so they go paralyzing cast, the Pyro Strike. Kaka barely got that in time. The TP was very close to completion, but Seneko will die, and money will start rolling in for Newbee. Mookie gets 1 the kill, and 2 the tier 1 tower on top. Meanwhile on bottom, Lasso, you get a quick mana burnout, so there's not much more for KP to really commit to this, as he just gets stunned up, leashed up. And Na'Vi are pretty arse at pushing towers, so this tier 1 tower is not going to be traded. And there's Mookie taking the top with the extra cash.
Gonna go for the Diffusal first. Sometimes in China we saw the treads into Diffu, but I think most people prefer getting the travels anyway on this hero. There's more utility there too. As in mid lane, it looks like they're trying to set up, of course, you can't leap out of Pounce, but nobody quite there, and I think the Clockwork, without the hookshot, might even make his rotation upwards. Who's the target though?
It's Mookie. He doesn't have a TP scroll available, he does have that 1 point up in Doppelganger. Kaka holding nearby. Moogie may just try and fight this one. There's your first stun. Here comes Kaka, ready to bounce in. Meanwhile, Faith caught out. Paralyzing Cask working with the neutrals to keep Faith in position. And Kaka and Moogie will wisely back out.
That was not the target that they wanted to go for, though.
Smart TP from SCCT.
Yeah.
He knew the second that Viper Strike gets committed, he doesn't have a life to survive it.
It's a good idea. But that top lane gank, they made that huge rotation only to find a Bane level 5 in the jungle. Not who they wanted to grab at all. It was Moogie, definitely.
Yeah. He is the highest net worth by far. 4.8k on that PL to the 3.8, 3.9 of Slark.
Yeah, Slark will start to catch up though, Toby.
Yep.
Once he gets his Shadow Blade, he can just look around the map and be a killer. As Kaka, they dropped the sentry.
Yeah, they were looking. General still walking around in that Invis rune, hoping for initiation. Moogie is the main man.
Yeah, they wasted a lot of time on this, though. It needs to be successful.
They cast and they maledict the lane. They thought Moogie was one of them. General doesn't have long left on this Invis, probably 5 seconds, if that. So he's going to get a little bit of extra information, but you got no maledict, you got no paralyzing cask at the moment. So General has to retreat up, now reveals himself. Kaka.
Here too.
Oh, waiting for it. There goes your Lancers out. They're going to go after General. There's your Burrow Strike. Perfect from Kaka. Hitting both of them. Even the follow-up Fiend's Grip. Paralysis Gun bounces up from the Harpies. And General hook shots out, but Kaka, under the cover of Moonlight Shadow, stops the hook away. He's low on life from the Burrow Strike. Kaka will ensure it. The stun from Roger. Honest money. The Sentry actually giving him the vision they need, but Faith giving him the space they need until Crystallize rotates in. Faith with the quick brain sap gets a little bit of the life back, but Crystallize, he's gone to the Shadow Dance after Faith with that fancy footwork. It's going to be very easy to get the pick up and give Crystallize a double kill on top.
Not bad whatsoever for Na'Vi. They do lose the Clockwork in exchange for the 2 supports, but still an overall even pickup. And during this entire time, of course, the Bat Rider is also farming and has caught up quite nicely. KP not that far away from the Blink Dagger, despite the kind of start that he had. 1, 2, and 0, but has focused so heavily on farming these stacks that he has caught up.
I'm interested to see just how effective it will be, like against Cogs and against Spike Carapace. This is not going to be the funnest time for him to initiate into.
Yeah, looks like he wants to try to give SCCC some farm too. Now he's going to move his way down here as SCCC. Probably going to save the Firefly for his next attempt. Most likely in that mid area, you already see 1 core assembled there. It's much easier to just work yourself to the other cores.
Oh, Roger. He's coming underneath the range of the Sentry Ward. He can see him. Moogie. Doppelgangers away and then starts spamming him. He's now Diffusal bladed up. PL illusions. Just to cause problems. It's not like Denny's got a high mana pool to start with. And the Witch Doctor needs every little bit he can get. 555 mana pool. When you're ulti, Paralyzing Cask and Maledict already sets you back 440.
That Rider is mid, does have the lasso available. They didn't smoke for this though. I think they know that there's no vision. They've got a sentry down in the river. He's gonna make the jump.
Oh, got it. Perfect. On to Dandy. Drag him back in again with both Fiend's Grip, Starfall, and Arrow committed. There's no way Dandy was surviving that.
They really want this mid tower, and it's a good commitment by them too if they can grab it. Na'Vi in no position to defend it. They are bringing Crystallize over. He doesn't quite have that Shadow Blade yet. Roger's invised up now.
The cask is slowing it down. AP still nearby, but like, what do you do? Roger in through the rear. Burrow Strike, they go in deeper after Seneko. Arrow flies from a long way. Nice impale from Roger, but he's going low on mana. So many PL illusions jumping forward to him with the Brain Sap. Mugi, this looks like easy pickings in the mid lane.
The amount of damage right now that this 12-minute Diffusal Blade is doing to the supports, he's just ripping them up, and Roger didn't have to commit for that. That felt like it was miscommunication. You saw the Slark coming up from the rear, but he wasn't ready to fight either. He doesn't have that Shadow Blade. He wasn't willing to commit.
Crystallize is going to be the next target. Firefly up. KP doesn't have the lasso of Val, but it won't matter. They just want to keep following him. This little ball of okay, Diffusal Blade. Hook shot from General. The cogs is nice, but Flame Break, it pushes Crystallize so close back.
He's so low.
He's holding him there. The paralyzing cast combining with Maledict, doing so much work. Not only do they keep Crystallize alive, but they get both Mugi and Kaka.
Slark with 1 health left in that engagement manages to survive, and instead they turn it around, and the damage on the Cask Witch Doctor immediately drops everything and the kitchen sink. Mid tower does go down, but Na'Vi are going to be incredibly happy with that. That lead has just been cut down severely as the Slark is barely behind now.
They had about a 3k gold swing with just that fight. It was like, this will update in just a second, but the swing is a lot harder.
And now Crystallize has that Shadow Blade.
Yeah,
is going to start hunting now.
He's just been enabled by the fight. What's he going to get? He's got Mugi, Rogers coming in from the side, and they take the courier. Smoke, Observer Wards. In the meantime, General dies in the lane. KP initiating once again with the Blink Lasso. Roger will TP out under the Ancients. So, courier for a clock.
Good trade. I think you're okay with that. I think both teams are okay with that, as weird as that sounds. You deny the courier from Newbee. Yeah, but at the same time, you also take away General, who's a core hero. I think if you get a support, you're kind of dissatisfied with that.
Newbee doesn't lose too much apart from like a little bit of vision game. Like, that's what was on it. Like, you smoke up, you found a kill, so yeah, it's fine. But they just lost their only aggressive Observer Walk, which was up near the northern bounty rune of the Dire side. So, Newbee for the moment will be blind on the map before the courier respawns. And is Dendy really going to be able to apply enough pressure to this top lane? He's got support coming in the form of Crystallize in the back lines. STCC scouted in the trees. Just out of range of the tower. Crystallize cuts through the back part of the trees. STCC wants to go invis, but Seneko, he brought the dust, the leap away. He goes into the trees and Crystallize got it! Faith, Fiend's Grip is up. At least he can hold the Witch Doctor in position. And now KP and Kaka combine up the Dendy. The Epicent damage was quite decent and the Flame Break. They're going to get a 2-for-1 trade-off. Roger thinking about coming back into this fight. It's a little late, but he's got the stun. He's working with Crystallize in general. Hook shots through the back lines, controlling up Faith, but Mugi, he goes invis, tries to use the micro of the illusions to bait out Na'Vi. They were not fooled. They find the kill. KP back into the fight, but with the Firefly down, General is burning in the fire and the flames. 3-for-3 trade-off. KP wants to go for more. SCCC back for the living. TP's up. Flies the arrow forward. Roger will dodge this one. Crystallize stops for a second so he doesn't run into it. The Faith will find himself the double kill, killing Roger on the retreat. These chain fighting and both teams very willing to fight as we hit 29 kills in 17 minutes.
That fight lasted so long that SCCC, who died in the very beginning of it in the tree line, manages to respawn and end the fight. There's a full circle commitment from both teams with pretty much everyone going down, but the important thing here though is that Crystallize is not dying in these engagements. He's continuing to pick up kills, and this is the hero that we needed to snowball on the side of Newbee. And conversely, it feels like Dendy, we're not really feeling his impact. He does still have a reasonable amount of net worth, but just hasn't really been able to put anything together. He's trying to be that frontliner for Na'Vi, but the rest of the team is not committing fast enough.
But he's doing a hybrid build too, right? Like you've got the Maelstrom on him. He wants to be the front liner. You're
SCCC.
naturally tanky. Yeah, that's trouble for Apollo and Mirana. No way to really jump out this, but then can
Nice
the
leap.
nightmare space created? Leap up, leap down, and away she goes.
Very well done by Newbee. Failed attempt, but should lead into the tower. Almost no chance that Na'Vi tries to defend this.
Yeah.
Or Newbee tries to defend it.
So they're making the most out of it. Like Mugi's down on bottom lane, he's split pushing out as fast as he can, trying to build towards the mana style, making the most of the utility, the boots of travel you talked about previously. But you saw it pay off, right? Diffusal Blade first gives the damage, now he goes into the split push control. And how does Na'Vi really answer that? They've got good ways to catch out split pushes, but they can't really split push themselves. Or are you happy with what Slark brings? Oh, smoke under water, not great thing.
I think they want to play more aggressively than this. It's just kind of hard because your mid hero is not very mobile. Like Viper isn't really a wave clear. He's
Oh, here it comes.
a killer as
Lasso, they're waiting for it. No, he lassoed a creep.
you got the creep.
Yeah, he didn't get the hero he wanted. The dust is out. Roger's on the run. Karka's trying to stay with him. They're actually stunned up by the impale.
Oh, this was
And
miserable.
this is huge for Na'Vi. They didn't get the initiation off that they wanted Newbee, and now they get out. All they got was Roger. That's all they got. Mugi wasn't involved then.
They barely picked him up too. He almost got out of that situation, but he stayed around thinking that the Sand King had decommitted for that. But KP latching onto the creep, a huge mistake. What should have been a very easy kill instead gets them all killed.
Yeah.
And Crystallize, this is why they pick the Slark. He might not be the best hero against the Phantom Lancer in a one-on-one matchup, but against the rest of the heroes, absolutely crushes them.
Oh boy. So Echo Saber is up for the Slark. You're looking at a semi-answer now from Newbee. They're trying to play the vision game a little bit more. They've got a Gem of True Sight on Karka. They realized with the death of that Dire Observer Ward that they were being watched, and they're going to find the fresh one too. So Na'Vi, they're going to go a little bit blind on the map. If they find all of these wards, then it's even better. They're pinging out the position for it, and yep, there she goes. So all of the Na'Vi wards that are on the map, apart from the one defensive one they put next to their Ancient, are gone.
Very nice for them to pick up the gem. I think they realize that the main reason if they lose this game, it's going to be Crystallize or Roger, like the two initiations on that side. So they have to play their own type of game, pick up the gem early.
And
that should help them. But it's also a very heavy commitment, Toby. If you lose this gem early on, your game spirals out of control. That's going to be 5 or 6 minutes that you don't have any map control. You fed away 900 gold to the other side.
It does beg the question though, like who do you initiate on? Like do you go on Karka to actually take the gem? Do you try and lock down Mugi? You've still got issues with the Bat Rider when he jumps in.
Mid lane, SCCC.
Problematic again. He's got a couple of one charges, but okay, stunned up, down, and no buyback for 50 seconds.
That was a desperation leap, but of course you cannot leap out of the Slark's pounce, which is why Slark is so good against that hero.
Yeah, good against Bat Rider, good against Mirana. Still problematic against Mugi, who continues to add pressure to the top lane. And Na'Vi does get the best trade-off they can. Fortifications being burnt by Newbee, trying to slow down this push in mid, but Na'Vi have the catapult behind him. Dendi now with both Dragonlance and the Maelstrom. Having some good damage of his own. They won't go high ground, but KP is looking to fight. Blink in, lasso. He actually catches
Could be
out
huge.
General Crystallize, bringing him down. Dendi's TP out, they don't see him. Just in the corner of the Fog of War. Karka didn't have Burrow Strike, so he didn't have the Sun available anyway. But that is a big kill. 530 gold going the way of Mugi, propelling him closer to that Manta style.
Just felt like he was invincible, and there was nothing in this game that kind of disproved that up until this point, but has to recognize that even he can still die in a game like this.
Lasso into Fiend's Grip, like two fantastic abilities that will pierce immunity. Unless he gets his die pack timing perfect, he will die.
Mana burn being expended on a Mugi out of spite. Notice that Na'Vi, they continue to play behind this Viper because he isn't one of these mobile cores. This is a hero, Toby, that you actively need to play behind because he can't move around. He's kind of like Medusa in that regard. He's not going to really do much for you outside of the team fights, and you want to utilize that, and that's why they're going for these aggressive maneuvers over and over again. That's why Newbee, they just need to relax a little bit.
Yep. Newbee are playing underneath their own observer ward on the other side of the tree, so even if Na'Vi want to try and push up from the east, just up the ramp and past that bounty, they can't do it. Newbee will see them coming. And Na'Vi are attempting it. They're smoking up themselves. They'll go underneath another Radiant Obs.
They can make these kinds of plays because there's no threat of Roshan from either side.
So many lines being drawn. The Clockwork Rocket does reveal they're coming from the south, however.
Yeah, they know.
So Moonlight Shadow, Newbee, under the cover of both their tier 2 tower. There's so many heroes here
Both
too.
teams see each other. Crystallize knows that he spotted out. He instantly pops a Shadow Blade. His ultimate stopped regenning. So he senses danger. Now the team is going to back because they don't have the best vision of this area.
Yep.
They don't quite know what's going on. They only know that they were spotted. So they should know where some of the wards are. Na'Vi now holding the high ground instead. But Newbee's patient. Look at what they're doing, Toby. They're making a long way around.
They're also getting more and more money while this continues on. Mugi's now by far the top net worth by 2,500. But it's the fact he's got the Manta style done. So split pushing is going to become a lot more prevalent for Mugi. He's building into the heart directly after, trying to just sustain and survive against any kind of burst damage Na'Vi have. They won't be able to kill him off quickly. It'll have to be a long, sustained fight, which sometimes is okay for a Slark. As long as he can live.
It's excellent for him. If he catches a bunch of Essence Shift stacks,
yeah,
to be really happy about that. The upside is, like, it's still a coin flippy kind of game, because if the Batrider latches onto the Slark and Slark has already Dark Pacted, like, if he catches him in the middle of a Dark Pact, then the fight just ends. Like, that was the main form of initiation.
Yeah. Unless he can drag him back in time. Like, that, how long does it take for Dark Pact to actually trigger? Can the Batrider pull him back in range of Faith? So Bane can get the grip.
I mean, if Bane gets the grip and he's already got packed off, he's going to be off anyways. As they all start TPing in, they know up at top.
Parker, Blink Dagger, coming forward. They got their Observer Ward de-warded. That's the reason why they're pinging out. Looking up on the hills. They have to check out. They have to know there's some kind of aggressive ward. So Kaka brings the gem closer. Yeah, they're pinging it and they're seeing it. So goodbye. Another aggressive ward from Na'Vi.
And this is where the early gem starts to pick up. It's not the amount of kills that you get, Toby. It's the map control that you get as a result of it. That's why you don't instantly want to lose it. Because then you just give the enemy the opportunity to de-ward you. But instead, Na'Vi, they're being taken advantage of right now. Not a lot of wiggle room on the map for them.
Three-man smoke up.
There's not a whole lot of it. And on the other side, Newbee can make this play because they have so much vision around the map. They've got a deep ward up at top. They've got a deep ward into their own jungle. They should spot some heroes here.
Observer Ward. It sees both Seneko, Crystallize coming in, but Nyx through the rear. He'll get the Spine Carapace off. They'll stun each other. The Lancers forward. Dust well off target, and KP, he gets the jump onto Roger. The PL illusions from the Natus are moving forward while the Nightmare is keeping Seneko out of this fight. SCCC is even killing up the Courier in the middle of it. Epicenter from Kaka. Decent damage into Crystallize as to pounce himself away from KP. It's a 2-0 at the moment. More arrows flying forward from SCCC. Won't hit the money, but General and Dendy hot on the tail, but the Burrow Strike, it cancels the TP out from Dendy. Mugi didn't come up with his doppelganger, but it won't matter. Dendy is bone dry of mana. 3 heroes lost from Na'Vi, and Newbee pushing Na'Vi to a blind breaking point.
Yeah, they had no vision of that area. They tried to take that fight. The Slark thought he was invincible, which he still kind of is in 5-on-5 engagements like that, especially when the Bat Lasso is expended. But you notice that Kaka popped what would be considered kind of a defensive ult. He just focused on Crystallize and said, look, I'm going to make you force your ulti. Get out of here. This doesn't have to kill you. All this has to do is make time for the rest of my team, and that's exactly what happened. Seneko had a very nice death ward on the ground, but Mirana didn't really care. She just popped BKB, right-clicked him down, and they started moving from hero to hero after that. Numbers game is not in Navi's advantage, especially when Crystallize has to expend the Shadow Dance early.
So let's see it again. So this is the start where Roger and Kaka trade the stuns.
Yeah, they don't have vision on the low ground, so he goes for who he knows is there, which is the Nyx Assassin.
And they're still fighting in the Moonlight Shadow. Like, you didn't know what you're getting into. Crystallize, like, he jumped up the hill far from the rest of his team in general. Only option was to just hook in. It is crazy too, like how maneuverable you can be on a Mirana with those leap charges.
The triple leap. It doesn't take you very far. Like, it feels like half of one.
Yeah,
but it's still pretty good.
When he's able to use the cliffs, because the cliffs are so close in that area.
The really unfortunate part for this Mirana is the fact that even though she can leap, she had to build BKB early on because of Crystallize, who continues to scale, is trying to get a BKB of his own, so he doesn't have to pop Shadow Dance early on. Yeah. The dream in teamfights is keep your BKB or your Shadow Dance for as long as possible. Once you have to pop one, you have the other ready in the holster.
Na'Vi backing up to a farm game at the moment. General found himself an Invis rune. Not like that's going to really help him, however, considering just how great a vision Newbee had been having. Kaka is well back, all the way back at Fountain. So Na'Vi have no real opportunity. Na'Vi really feel this game's going to go longer. Hand of Midas. He level 14, 28 minutes in on that Nyx Assassin. He picks up the Midas and then queues up the Aghanim Scepter. Dreamlight Shadow. Kaka.
They have the high ground.
To fight. The Burrow Strike catching out too. Both Crystallize and General. Follow Fiend's Grip. That's a good hook shot from General. They'll lock him in with the cogs, but SCCC, he's into the back lines, the epicenter. Kaka going down to help. This fight is split to multiple parts at the moment. KP will drop. Then he did the work. But you've still got Moogie ready to lend more aid. After the illusions jumped in, SCCC at full life, ready to fight General. Low on mana, the cogs will create space. Crystallize jumping in once more, has to pounce away.
Shadow Dance is gonna get arrowed.
He hits him. The 4-star up isn't enough space. It won't be a minute down. Well played, well played. Roshan is now an opportunity for Newbee.
Not easy for them to Rosh, so instead they transition into the push. Very nice arrow by SCCC. That teamfight looked like it was going to go brilliantly for Na'Vi with that hook shot. They forced Kaka into the low ground when he tried to pop his ult. They made a very clear field of fighting, but
Kaka is watching him. The TP's coming over towards the shrine. He has the mana. Wait for it. No,
he might just
Power
juke him over.
Juking around the trees, but there's the TP over Hero. Moogie arrives with the defusal. Roger, he's low on mana. Everyone's arriving. They won kill after kill. But this does create a little bit of extra space now.
Yes, he's just trying to reset the map a little bit, see what he can look forward to. The good news for both sides is that even if they win a fight, like Na'Vi probably does it a little easier than Newbee does, but neither team really does Roshan very efficiently. Like in normal situations, if 4 heroes are dead on the other side, you're like, oh, let's just all go into Roshan. But yeah, they don't have the best heroes to do so, and Newbee doesn't even have the best heroes at just objectives until they get farm. Like once this Phantom Lancer gets a lot of items, they'll hit, but in the early go of things, Toby, it's pretty hard for them to just freely hit buildings.
That's why both teams prepare for late game, right?
Yeah, that's why both teams haven't really taken any of the tier 2s. Like the only tier 2 that's knocked down 31 minutes into the game is this mid tier 2, which in this meta is really slow.
He just stayed there willing to fight. Let the PL now finish up his butterfly after the heart is done.
Yeah,
becoming almost unstoppable. 17,000 net worth on this PL.
The annoying thing for both teams is like Newbee can't really go high ground, but they need to fight because of their lineup as a result of not being really building hitters or objective takers. And the even more frustrating part for Na'Vi is they also have to take fights because they don't want to go into a situation against a late game Phantom Lancer because they don't have heroes that can clear against it. They can't lock them down. So you have both teams that need a clash, which is why the score is what it is. Yeah. But Na'Vi is more on the desperation timer. It feels like they're getting a little bit more antsy as the moments pass.
Is it a common thing for a PL? So we look at the level 20 talent. There's not a lot of answer to his illusions, but he doesn't go the +4. Is 500 range? Like, it's huge, obviously. But is this the common thing on a PL on the 20?
I'm not sure. I don't play PL enough.
Fair enough. But this range in team fights is probably going to be very powerful for him to move. Like, the fights have been split into multiple parts.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's really useful too against like the Clockwork and just to jump on top of people. I don't know if the illusions matter too much to him right now. They grab a tier 2 and it looks like they're going for the high ground. Na'Vi need to hurry.
They're starting the TPs now, but this will be delayed TPs in. It's a double catapult wave. Wish Doctor jumpies the front lines. The PL Mantra illusions are there. and they want to go for more. The PL Illusions are in very deep, keeping Dendi and General at bay. There's the fortification from Na'Vi. A lasso, they got the target and the drag back into the follow-up Burrow Strike. General is deleted. Buyback is available.
Oh no,
Crystallize,
running
how
back.
do you push it? The tier 3 tower is going to fall, and Seneko is taking forever to retreat in. So the tier 3 tower is lost. Kaka with a Burrow Strike goes in towards Dendi. A large amount of damage, he can't get out. He's leashed up, but held in. There goes the Gem of Crusade onto the deck. Who's going to pick it up? Crystallize right next to it, but now they're losing too many heroes here, Newbie. There's not enough PL Illusions fighting for the cause. Mugi barely surviving, running away. Crystallize is still on him, and Mugi, he's juking it with the Illusions again. Crystallize went for the wrong one. Mugi went north. Roger's
go
done.
blind.
There's no mana. He can't do it. All he can do is hit him with Vendetta. It's a 2-for-1 trade off. The gem is in the hands of Faith, and Crystallize has the Newbie one, so they actually end up... Well, Newbie had 2 gems. No, I think Bane bought a new one. That one actually, it belongs to him, so...
Yes, he definitely needed to buy a new one right after that, so... Not a horrible fight for Na'Vi because they did manage to pick up the gem, but General had a buyback, and more importantly, Seneko didn't have a TP for that, and so Na'Vi took so long to assemble for that base defense. You noticed how hard it was for Newbie to just hit those buildings freely? Like, they had to trade heroes for that. It's very awkward for their lineup, but it's not hard when no one's there to defend. It's just like, knock, I guess nobody's home. We'll just hit it a few times.
Did you leave the door unlocked? Like, the security system's not even on right now?
Yeah, I think Newbie was really surprised at that. They're like, oh, well, I guess nobody is doing anything about this. Let's just go uphill.
Na'Vi's checking out Roshan. They're coming in closer for it. They've still got Clockwork Rockets now from General to scout for it as he starts his TP in. Newbie, as he said, like they're not that great at doing Roshan, so they haven't committed for it.
Dendi's got a 10-second BKB, though. This is going to be very important for them. The initiation, though, has been the key so far. Na'Vi, when they get the hook shot off first, very beneficial for them. They're going to go for their own smoke. They want to try to take some map control back into this game. Being able to Roshan right after would be huge for them.
Be careful walking up that hill. KP's going to be ready to Burrow Strike. Kaka doing it again. General and Crystallize quick to counter it. SK push back from the cogs, but there's your Blink Lasso keeping Roger out of this fight for now. Crystallize Fiend's Grip. His entire BKB has been wasted while Seneko, the backlines, Mugi did all the work.
Dendi trying to get out now. Should be successful in this.
Yeah, he will be.
The cogs actually trapped 3 Na'Vi heroes in, though.
Oops.
Oh, if you see the replay of that,
Please.
It had the exact opposite intended effect. He traps all 3 Na'Vi heroes in. Newbie's just shooting fish in a barrel. And now,
please, let's see that again.
They're going to go for the Roshan. It's not fast. Look at how slow this is.
Here we go.
All right, so they initiate in. He cogs 3. That's 1, 2, 3, and they're just stuck in that area. It's such an awkward area for them to fight into.
Denny's even trying to attack from the low ground because the cogs don't make it easy enough to get it up. Oh, that's brutal.
Absolutely unfortunate for them. Just an awkward fight. And every second of BKB counts in those engagements.
It was all wasted. Crystallize came out. He was locked down by Fiend's Grip. Dendi couldn't do anything. Problematic to say the least. A TI moment flashback there too.
So it takes them forever, but they do manage to pick up the Aegis. I didn't think they'd be able to get it without absolutely wiping them, and that's exactly what they do.
Yep. And this is now so much money coming into Newbie. The butterfly we've been looking at for a while is 70 gold away for Mugi.
Mugi is so incredibly farmed right now.
Yeah.
He's 5,000 gold, a major item in front of everybody, and he is built to scale. It's not like this Slark who's got some cheap items in the Shadow Blade and the Echo Saber. This man has a heart, a manta, a butterfly. The Diffu is the single best item for value in terms of damage. Everyone on the side of Newbie is getting farmed.
Yep, and they're about to claim some unclaimed money on the map. Tier 1 and Tier 2 tower on bottom lane. This is just even more injection to their... It's hilarious, like, overall, it's only about 4.2 to 3k lead.
Oh, it's because
in favor of Newbie. Like, it's not that high.
Yeah, it's mainly because Faith is so far behind everybody else.
3.5k net worth. That's more than Solo normally has in the game.
He lost his gem too. This doesn't seem like that big of a lead, but it's still significant that Na'Vi can't really take these fights anymore. And there's a lot of gold that's going to come onto the side of Newbie now. They're going to grab this tier 2. They have shrines open for them as well. You can see they're very aggressive here, and if Navi's not careful, they might just end up in a similar situation. They're picking up hill right now. They want to just go for it again. Navi, you've got to get back right now.
It's a rinse and repeat. Dendy TP's the back line. General is already
They're doing
here,
a lot of
but
damage.
The tier 3 tower is being brought down, so yeah, you get to claim the tier 2 tower up on top.
This was
but
not
now
worth it.
2 lanes of Rax are exposed. KP
Navi.
is sitting there in Firefly, wondering where is Na'Vi? The lights are on, but no one's home as Na'Vi are losing their melee Rax. The trade-off is on top. Snako and Crystallize, half damage to the tier 3
General's
tower.
gonna go for it.
Snako just waits and says, take me, I'm yours.
And he whiffs, and they're not going to lose top. And a really confusing decision by
They're
Navi.
going for SDCC. Actually, no, they're not. They're not even going to get the hook shot. General stops for the creep wave.
He already used the hook shot.
That's why. All right.
He tried to, he barely whiffs, but you can't just let these teams walk up and go high ground, and that's twice now that they've done it, and it's not even like it's an efficient trade. Maybe if you get the ability to take the top racks, okay, that's 1 for 1, and the enemy team had Aegis, but they weren't nearly hitting it as fast. That was a Phantom Lancer and a Murata that just walked up and started getting free hits.
Yeah. And then PL just turns to the top lane, adds pressure towards the other lane of Rax. Na'Vi are being pushed to the extreme edges of the map. And if Mugi continues, it's like he'll move down. There's shrines to kill off as well. It's going to be a little too easy for Newbee. The only thing they haven't claimed outside the base are those shrines to the tier 2 tower in mid.
Yeah.
But
and
they don't need that when you've got both side lane melee Raxes down.
And this is the downside. When you lose one Rax like this, Newbie very confident. They understand
jump
there's
in.
no trade possible that they
That
can
smoke
make.
doesn't hide anything. Mugi just runs in his illusions towards Roger. Won't hit the mark on that, but they're keeping General locked in the back lines. Hard to get that hook shot off when there's so many Mugis on the field. Rangedrax is already gone. KP ready for his jump. Where's the initiation? He's got dust.
It's too late now. You got to go for the mid defense instead.
Yeah. The
Going
arrow
for this.
connects on Roger. He's just sitting there. They can see him because they just jump in close. Goodbye to the top lane of Rax and Na'Vi again. This time they are home, but they just watch people steal their TV.
I'm not sure. That's a bit awkward. If you go for that engagement and you lose the fight, of course the game is over. But at the same time, you've just had 2 racks taken for free. That can't feel too good either. And now Newbee, I mean, this must feel really weird for them because normally in Dota, you don't get to just get buildings like this for free. Usually there's some kind of contest. Without the tower there, there's nothing for Na'Vi to really fight around, and it looks like they're going to make their home in mid and try to play around this one set left.
This has to be it. This has to be the fight from Na'Vi. There will be no more left of their home if they don't take the fight. But the Aegis, the Immortal, PL's on the front lines. He'll still have this for a little bit longer. And Roger, just with the Aghanim Scepter, tries to do the defense duty. But Newbee don't have to worry about this. They've got both the side lanes of Rax down. We're not going to worry too much about the range Rax on bottom. They can move back, take the shrines, and if they're worried about the timing on the Aegis the Immortal, wait for the next Roshan. What's Na'Vi going to do? They're not confident enough to fight inside their own base. What makes you think they're going to come out and take a fight outside their base and win?
Yeah, Aegis just fades right now for the Phantom Lancer. Would explain as well why Newbee decided to back out and not just go for the high ground mid. Newbee, of course, very famous for being a very patient team. Na'Vi, though, holding the high ground area. Crystallize is going to be the one daring to step out. He has that gem and a BKB, so he's quite confident in this. And it's actually Newbee that are just going to go for this top set of shrines as well. Picks it up.
Nice point out as well from our obs, the fact that Dendy did not get his level 20 talent. Bypassed it for the moment.
I would imagine that it's a difficult position to be in when you're playing like a Viper and you're not ahead. Because what is the point of poison attack affects buildings when you're not hitting buildings?
Yeah. Oh, KP on the hunt once more. Fireflying doesn't find his target, however. Na'Vi have all gone home apart from Crystallize and Snako.
Take that.
Almost doing the sacrificial AUI style. Pushing in the bottom. Oh, they found Crystallize! The lasso, the Fiend's Grip. There was no knockback. Karka's waiting. Yeah, they got the damage. They got all the time in the world. And 85 seconds without a Slark. No buyback is available. He's short by 74 gold.
There's a real timer going on right now. The gold does go a little bit faster, though. Here we go. There's going to be about a minute until he...
It's alright. Karka! So close. Almost got the burrow onto Dendy. Dendy is also short by 420-ish gold for his buyback. And Karka, well, his Burrow Strike's back off cooldown, but they won't go again.
Looks like they want to at least try to force something. They don't know that he doesn't have the buyback. And he also lost a gem in that encounter too. So now the lead is 12k. And Newbee's just gone for the high ground. Roger trying to be as annoying as possible.
Lasso's off cooldown. KP can go for the initiation. BKB's ready as well. Roger's at least getting the stuns, putting the blink dagger down. Yeah, that is problematic. KP moves in closer so they can reveal the Nyx Assassin, and now the PL Illusions will do their work, try and force off him out, but there goes Nyx Assassin. No buyback from him, and it really seems like Navi hasn't got a concept to defend their base. Is stand there and just wonder. In the textbooks it says I defend this way, but in practical, I don't know how it works. How does slot A go into slot B? IKEA furniture is in pieces.
Yeah, Mugi is just ripping up right now. They're going to call GG.
Yeah, what do you want to say about that game?
It was pretty even, but it was was able to do quite a bit on the map for a while, but yeah, at some point it just felt like the damage was petering out and they weren't able to around their Viper. It felt like they had one side of their lineup which was trying to go for pickoffs, and the other side where you have a Viper on your team and he's like, guys, I want to fight, I want to hit towers, I can't farm like you guys can, so I need to take these engagements.
Yep.
And it just created some kind of weird dichotomy between the two playstyles.
Newbee are
Radiant team back.
Yeah.
And then you provide so much to your team because you're really durable, you have great stat gain, and you really apply so much pressure. Even in feeble and later stages is absurd.
So spending some time thinking about the third ban here. Big question to me is whether the Ogre Magi of Faith will be left in the pool.
Hello, people. It looks like the Ogre will be left.
What up? Oh, yeah, zooming on him. Yeah! He loves it. Good for you. Nice. Sorry, that guy looks real cool.
Newbee with the third ban. I'm curious whether or not we're ever going to see a Shadow Shaman ban against Navi.
They did it the last time. Yeah.
Oh, they did take that hero out early?
Yeah, it was taken out first.
First
yeah,
phase? Okay.
First two.
Okay.
So probably going to have that Shadow Shaman ban coming out right now.
There you go.
Hey,
Wow.
neato.
Look
Very
at that.
genius.
Very smart.
Right, come on. Navi. What are they going to do? Opening pick. Let's see something exciting.
I want to see Crystallized Tiny.
They take the Bane away. I like that.
Sure.
As I said, I thought Newbee played out really nicely last game.
So
and I know that Navi can as well.
Nobel will probably grab the Ogre here, right?
Yep. I think
There's
that-
Wyvern left in the pool, too.
I think if Faith over Ogre matches up just fine here, but I'd like to see them commit to that Tiny in the first phase. It does not need to be run with the IO, even though we've seen it mostly with the IO in this tournament, and it hasn't done that well. But I think Crystallizes Tiny has been excellent for them.
Well, let's see here.
If it goes to form, this is going to be probably a Kaka hero, though they sometimes will pick KP's hero second.
5 seconds
I'd like to see the
remaining.
Kaka. I want to see the Kaka Urspa again. I think, sure, I believe in the game he played the other day they didn't win, but
I like
it's something he's very comfortable on.
I'd like one more shot with the Kaka Slardar. I think he's
Sure. Yeah,
he's played that hero
would be
very,
cool.
very well recently.
Yeah.
You don't think something like a Tide just opened up here?
I think that's the other thing I was thinking about, that KP, his offlaners tied recently, but the Venom, this is very different for them.
Okay.
Now, they will run this off lane,
They've got a
they
little,
will run
yeah.
this safe lane, and they will
And
run
they
it mid.
mid.
Yeah.
They run in all three.
Cool. So, big versatility coming out of that team here. Navi, could they potentially follow up with the Mirana? We've been seeing that with the Bane. I want to see some Bane Kunkka. Remember those days? The easy
5
nightmare
seconds
setups?
remaining.
Who plays Kunkka now? It's only Cole, right?
Yeah,
I think Complexity is
nobody.
the only team that I've seen run in.
Nobody
No,
plays
no, no,
Kunkka.
Besides
one of the-
Attacker. But,
One of the Chinese teams does it.
Vici,
Okay. Yep.
right? Lon M
Yes,
likes to play it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Those were good days, but no, Navi not really in their repertoire, as we could see for a while. If this was a pub, we could see the Pudge, the Nightmare Pudge. Oh, but that's definitely.
You know what I'd
That
like
would
to
be
see?
hyped.
I'd like to see Navi whip out the old Dendi AA in the mid lane.
Ah, yeah, that's a classic.
Always when they're sort of on the back heels, they pick something like that out. The clock's there.
Same issue, though, in the last draft. Slightly different open, but your first two heroes, mostly single target.
Radiant's turn to
Not
bat.
great wave clear, although Clock can, in theory, push the lanes with that rocket spam.
Rocket's okay, but you don't get it till later on. Like you have to need like level 8, 9, 10 to really start hurting the creep waves. But it's not one of those real wave pushers, wave clears. Shadow Fiend banned out again because they see the clockwork from Newbee, and similar ban again. Queen of Pain by Navi. Don't want to play against SGC on that hero, especially with an ogre. We've seen the
5
damage that
seconds
Queen of Pain
remaining.
ogres do. We actually saw that in the qualifiers here from the
Here's
SEA
the
region.
Radiant
Abed,
ban.
in particular for Fnatic, had a really good
Oh
performance with
yes,
the ogre qual.
Newbee saving us here. We won't see the Viper this series. I'm down for that. I want to see Dendi play something different.
Yeah, interesting that Newbee would feel the need to take that out of the pool.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised by that.
I mean, maybe it is just I think that it seems apparent that Navi are super comfortable. They just want to play it.
I think that maybe
Most
tells me
games?
they do want the Tide Hunter. They want something that gets affected by that break, right?
That's a really good call, Fog.
That's what I
a
would
really
think,
good call.
at least.
Yep. The not worrying about the Nether Toxin counter Kraken Shell.
Yeah. Weaver gets banned by Navi. So maybe Navi wants that Bat Rider, is what that would tell me.
Do you think a Navi for a Navi Bat Rider?
Yep.
I'd really not like to see that. I think that gives you 3 single target heroes. The Bat Rider does take care of some of your wave.
Picking Bat into Veno, that's a bit.
It is a bit hard. I'm just saying because of the Weaver ban, guys. I'm not.
Okay.
No.
Okay, because the ban. Yeah, sure. The ban is can be telling. Yeah.
Maybe actually that suggests a second phase Tiny by Navi.
That could be true as well. The armor.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting reduced by.
And they still they have run Clockwork most often.
Oh, there we go.
In the 3-roll, have Navi, so we might still have a Wisp on the board for Navi.
This is what I was looking.
Yeah, the Kakara.
The Kakara.
I give him so much credit because, especially like talking to Jack, like the flame of Kaka's Earth Spirit on the Chinese scene last year was freaking savage.
Yeah.
Like this guy was getting destroyed for his Earth Spirit play. I actually have a ton of respect for him for going and still playing that hero and getting so much better.
I mean, that's the great thing. There's such this difference between now and then when he plays it.
Yeah. A lot of dot damage coming out now from Newbee with the team fight. The Veno ult plus Earth Spirit. Pretty obnoxious to play verse.
Well,
what is Navi?
I think as Navi, you got to stop thinking about counterpicking and you just got to pick stuff that you wreck with. You've got to show the heroes that have gotten you here. It's elimination time, guys.
Yep, this is the match that could be taking them out. You know, the secret pick that Navi used to bring up all the time was the Lina. They used to run that mid all the time.
They did for quite a long time.
The Dendy Lina.
Wonder if we'll ever see that again. This might be the last chance to be able to see such a thing. But probably not too great against this lineup. They got a lot of pressure in that mid lane here. So.
Navi down to 40 seconds of reserve time.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's just I just feel like this open puts so much pressure on your second phase. Because you gotta check so many boxes now with these next 2 heroes. You need physical damage. You need somebody that can push towers. You need some AoE wave clear.
Okay, so Legion, you can purge off the Gale.
Yeah.
And purge off most of that dot damage. It's single target, but it is wave clear. They do have now from at least the overwhelming odds.
I'm excited.
It takes away the bat from Newbee if they wanted to go that, switch up and go that in the offlane position for the triple dot or quadruple, I guess, if you count Ignite.
I haven't seen a lot of Legion Commander yet, so
no, we have not.
This will be pretty good. I always like her as a pick, just because she does so many different things. Huge lockdown for those squirmy.
They have revealed a lot though already. Now we know it's like offlane Legion, support Clock, support Bane. I don't think they could run it mid or something.
Yeah, I think Navi might be thinking about switching this up. General is so good on this hero. Yeah, I agree with the initial inclination, but
I guess they'll just try to match it. I think they'll just try to match it versus where they think the Veno is, right?
Fair enough.
Now you know this is all the setup for. The setup for the Dendy AA. 3 heroes.
You're still on it, huh?
I'm still on it.
All right.
I want to see him do it.
The thing is, like, Newbee doesn't have necessarily any single hero that's that regen dependent.
Sure.
Like, I mean, if Newbee were to pick something.
Oh, the classic combo, the throwback by Newbee, the double silence from Earth Spirit Bloodseeker. This is the TI classic that they did.
This is nasty here. Oh my god, with all of that dot, look at all of the dot on the side of Newbee. Yep. Everybody on Navi is going to be low, and Bloodseeker's going to be running around at 1,000 move speed with thirst stacks. Oh
yeah,
my
plus
god.
too.
5 seconds remaining. Dire's ban now.
Navi goes for the Terrorblade.
I really like seeing Crystallize on heroes like this. The Terrorblade, the Morphling, these heroes that you just get the space for. Crystallize is going to find the farm.
He's going to find the farm, but I'm just worried that he's going to feel so squishy.
Yeah,
he's
going to feel the pain, too.
That's pure and magical.
I will say this, though. Like, based on what Navi has so far, this is a team that they could run around the map making plays with. Viper is not the kind of hero that you're gonna just go dominate people with.
I like this much better than their draft than the last time already.
But I just think this is such a strong 4-hero lineup by Newbee here.
You know what the combo is? Sunder into Ice Blast.
Yeah,
you're really just going for it.
Still on it. All right. You know,
if it happens,
that'd be really good.
It probably will.
You know what? No. What? You know what I want to see? Screw it, Dendy Invoker.
Invoker.
I want to see with the dual setup, with the cock setup. I want to see a Dendy Invoker.
When's the last time you saw an Invoker, Nahaz?
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying I want to see it.
Okay, well, I want to see a pony.
You know, it's like I got flamed for saying in the last major for saying that Ohio's Prophet was better than Bulldogs. I never said it was better. I said it was my favorite. I said I loved to see it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not saying Invoker's good here. I'm saying it'd be sick. I just want to see it.
Sure.
5 seconds
Well,
remaining.
about 5 seconds. We're about to find
We
out.
got an SCCC pick coming out from Newbee. The Death Prophet is still on the table.
That's
Oh yeah, that's
likely.
it. That's a hero that surely we're going to see in one of these.
Yep.
I'm thinking definitely Death Prophet for Newbee, not Na'Vi. How that would fit in well.
Dyer's turn to
The Zeus! A classic. All right.
Newbee!
All right.
Huh.
Well,
They really put all their eggs on the Terrorblade, huh? He really needs to get pretty
Oh,
massive in
boy.
this game.
Trusting
Zeus, though.
Crystallize. You know, they've done it before and it's worked out.
I don't know.
A lot of bursts for the
They
Bloodseeker.
got so much burst here.
5
Everybody's going to be
seconds
low
remaining.
HP with Venno, Bloodseeker following that up. Earth Spirit just running around causing chaos. Ogre Magi in the early game. Looking pretty rough.
Yeah, so, I mean, you did need something with your last pick with a lot of consistent hero damage. You also didn't want to give the Zeus away to Newbee because it burst down the Terrorblade so well.
Oh, yeah, the classic counter.
But I think I think as Newbee, you just play it safe. You DP here. Maybe even Dragon Knight.
Could be.
Or maybe go heavy on the burst for the TB, get SCCC Lena or something.
I think maybe they were picking the Zeus too because they're expecting Newbee to maybe go for something like a Tinker because they have a Terrorblade, and they wanted to have that like kind of counter for it. I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
We've seen a lot of we've seen a lot of Tinker though in this tournament. Are you buying that?
They go for the Storm.
Okay, the Storm.
That's interesting. They have a lot of lockdown on Ivy. You know?
They have good ways
Well-
to secure his lane though with the Ogre Magi and then with the Earth Spirit as well.
I mean, it's not the most amazing amount of lockdown. Sure, it's, it's a couple of... You're relying on the ultimates, really, aren't you? Other than that,
that's
the
true.
Storm can...
I'm
do
gonna
pretty well
wait
there.
for Blitz to tell us whether it's a free Storm game. That's gonna be the meme this tournament, I think. I don't necessarily think the Storm pick is ideal, but I think your first 4 were good enough on a Newbie that you can turn to SCCC and say, what do you want to play?
Sure.
Owen, what do you think?
I do like that final Storm Spirit, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to trust in the Terrorblade. Times before where Crystallize has been on these heavy carries, and he has managed to take Na'Vi out of some very sticky positions. So I'm going to go with Na'Vi on this one, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Crystallize can do.
I'm gonna go Newbee again.
No, I don't believe in the draft, but I believe in my buddy Owen. I'm going to go for Na'Vi as well.
I'm a stats man, guys. I got to go with the percentages. As here, would love to see Game 3 in the series. But we'll see, can CIS stay alive at the second major of the season? To tell you about all the action, let's send it over to Toby1 and Blitz.
So we had a whole bunch of opinions at the panel. Blitz, do you agree with any of them?
What was I? I was like spamming to you, right? I just
Yeah, you were just like Storm, like wait, but they could move the Bloodseeker into mid.
Yeah, you're trying to tell me a bunch of stuff. I just kept saying
Storm.
after like the 4th pick. I think this. So yesterday, SCCC told me that it was a free Storm game, and he's like, if you play that better, you can win it. And this time, he's got his opportunity to show how to play better.
So in the games yesterday, it was meant to be more of a don't take the fight, split, push it out. So how does SCCC approach this game to make it a good Storm game?
Don't take the fights, just push the lanes out.
And let the Bloodseeker and the Venomancer take the fights instead?
Yeah, this hero, I'll tell you about this hero. Man, I wish I was like streaming right now so I could just have like a rant about what makes a good Storm game.
Rant away, everyone will love it.
You down? All right.
Yeah,
So
welcome to Rantac.
normally, what ends up like screwing you over as a Storm shirt is these heroes that like insta jump you and deal damage. So like Queen of Pain, when she gets Orchid, is quite annoying, but just the presence of a jump is not enough to kill this hero. It's like the jump and the follow-up damage. So Zeus is a little bit annoying, surprisingly, against Storm, because if you get Legion jumped on, it is usually a kill. But once you get Lincolns, nothing's going to kill you in this game. I'd imagine you just get Lincolns and there's going to be 0 catch for him, and then the game becomes pretty easy. There's going to be a curve-off point where he's probably going to get gripped once or twice and die, but you live with that, because you're going to get an item like Bloodstone, you'll respawn fast, and you can play around the map very quickly and enable the rest of your heroes. Like, Storm doesn't have to be a true one position in a game like this.
Yeah.
All he has to do is split up the map, force people around, force their attention over and over again.
This is what, like, the panel we're talking about at the very, very start, right? You got so many dot effects that are available for Newbee. The Bloodseeker's already going to be buffed up, and if you got Storm Spirit starting this off with his early attack, then that's also going to be a great little answer. Rolling Boulder, Karka, going after Roger's going to miss it. Roger doing as much damage as he can to Faith early on with the battery assault.
Yeah.
And taunting his way back into mid lane.
This is like one of the few matchups, by the way, that Storm does quite well in. Although he does okay against a lot of the melee ones now too.
Just the Zeus.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people say like, oh, well, Zeus Arc Lightning's Linken's away, but it's still really good. You don't mind it too much. You can also get a BKB if you care about it that much. But it's the jump from across the map, right? Because Zeus has to be the hero to shove out the lanes. Zeus and TB. So general, if he ever tries to get the instant duel off, like what, you need Zeus to follow you around to Arc Lightning Zeus? Or Arc Lightning Storm's Linken's? Like if I'm playing Storm in a game like this, once you get Bloodstone, the game opens up a lot for you anyways. Which is why Roger's trying to play this mid game. Because he needs to slow this hero down. But that should enable the rest of the lanes to go okay. Like KP is going to switch down to bottom, but Mugi should be okay up here.
Yep. Clockwork just started his rotation up towards the top. Trying to interfere with Faith and probably try and contest that 2-minute rune. But with both Kaka and KP on the bottom lane, they instantly Gale into Crystallize, who pops the Metamorphosis. So they bait that out of him at least. No pressure into the tier 1 tower, as long as Kaka keeps his distance. And once again, Roger, a good answer to the Ogre with that level 1 battery assault.
Yeah, it's nice. This is the benefit of having Clockwork, is that he's the uncontested king of bounty runes. Like, you can't really do anything to fight this hero at the bounty runes. So normally he just gets a free level 2. Although I think they nerfed the bounty runes, right? So they don't give nearly as much as they used to.
Correct.
Yeah. And just to theorize, by the way, it's some time has passed, so maybe it's not relevant anymore. But I think the reason why Navi might have taken Zeus was because I feel like there was a decent chance that Newbee would have taken.
Not enough damage to kill off Mugi? With the overwhelming odds, it is. Roger will be locked in the tree, so Faith will be able to finish this one up. The Ignite. No, Roger, really?
Oh, man.
He just went right around that maypole, and Faith got caught in the streamers.
Oh, that was godlike. That was actually straight up.
Yeah, that was good.
That was absurd. Roger's pretty good at this game.
Yep. The game of dotes.
He clicks those buttons.
Fantastic. To give Navi now that 1-0 lead. The ministry says it's going to be pretty even anyway, even if a couple of illusions get fed in by the Bane.
You just trade farm. As a Storm, like, you love this. The ability to trade farm is really nice. You don't care. On a hero like Storm, you don't care if the enemy mid's doing bad. All you care is that you're doing well.
Roger's going again. This time
they're
he's
gonna
got
kill
Cogs available. So, yep, starting off with the blood, right? Mugi wants to fight his way out of this one. Ignite's going to arrive too, and so does Kaka. It's a level 2 Earth Spirits. There's more to give. Following into the kick, Roger, battery assault's giving some space, and General with the overwhelming odds! Mugi's got the movements because General's so low, he'll start the run away, and then salve up quickly to back off.
Yeah, and Mugi gonna try to deny some creeps here, but that was the most value overwhelming odds I've ever seen. He got it into like 4 creeps and 3 heroes, and he's gonna do it again!
Oh! Don't hold each other's hands.
Friends. Learn from the mistakes of your past.
I'm afraid that did not happen. So Mugi and Faith will be low up on top.
Okay, I feel like he just did like 700 damage with 2 of those.
Giving General that confidence in the off lane now.
They're diving up and top
right,
again.
and then the Cogs that double him. The silence is, however, out, and there's no mana for General, but he can just be into Faith. Mugi,
Mugi wants it so bad. Roger's gonna get it.
Roger, one swing, he'll get it. A little bit more life back. General is still low. Does Mugi really feel like he's got this? There's no mana on General, but no mana on Mugi either. Meanwhile, KP going down to Crystallize and Snako. That Metamorphosis triggered once more. This time it gets a kill.
What is happening in this top lane? Alright, so 3v5, 3v2 in mid. The kick into the Remnant.
It is not a happy day for the Boy of Lightning.
It might not be enough. Oh, he's gonna run back in.
It's enough. It is enough. And Roger can at least cog burn off both Kaka and SCCC. They want more time to beat into him, or at least farm up some of the cogs.
Yeah, I didn't see, but Dendi actually didn't have boots, so he wasn't going to be able to get out of that. If you have boots, you just keep running up, and you won't get hit by the Remnant. But Storm having a good game, great. This is still a decent Terrorblade game. Like, it's still not easy for Storm to gap close in a game like this until he gets some more items. And Terrorblade naturally, like, builds into Manta. Storm Spirit hates Manta builders because the initial jump matters so much on this hero. You jump in, if you can't kill somebody, you wasted 60% of your mana pool or more, depending on where you jump from.
But is that just when you rely on other heroes like Mookie, if you can keep getting a good start to take care of that? Roger's on the run, ignited up, and into the trees and far, far away.
They're going to turn.
Silence up so Cogs won't available with General. He doesn't have level 6 yet. Snako and Roger behind him. Roger's not the healthiest of men, but he's got raindrops to protect him as the Cogs. It holds in faith. Moogie moving down the Cogs, pushing him back. He wants the last little swipe in, able to get it. Again, these overwhelming odds of General. 3 points.
Moogie!
It does so much. And Dendy, well, you can't run from heaven. Strikes him down with the Thunder God's Wrath.
Dude, Moogie thinks he's like on some kind of invincibility thing, but he just keeps dying. That's his second death in this lane. Probably didn't realize that the Zeus actually just hit 6 right there. So it was a little bit unfortunate, but you got to be a little bit more cognizant of that. He's running around with 100 HP chasing heroes.
Yeah.
That's scary, man.
Very problematic.
You see what SCCC is doing, by the way? He's swapping the raindrops in every single time that Dendy goes for the arc. And Dendy actually has like an absurd amount of denies for Zeus. He's playing this lane very well.
As long as he can keep it up. It's SCCC with the regeneration rune, which has got me a little concerned for Na'Vi. I think he's not going to care that much as he's just going to use it to farm the Ancients instead. Top lane, here we go again. And this time around, it's a Legion Commander getting approached from 3 sides. Roger wants out this. He's got Cogs available, but Kaka staying with him as much as he can. He's got the distance, but now Kaka still inside the Cogs. They want to paddle through. Kaka's going to go down here. Somebody give this man some space. He's got him with a range creep. What an attack from him.
Don't do this, Moogie.
Moogie's going deep. He's going under. General, he's so close to 6,
if
but
he gets a good nuke, he's
enough.
dead.
And there's the nuke. It's not enough still. Moogie into the trees. General has 6. The duel is up, and Moogie, number 3, he'll go down and winner, Legion dinner. He'll take out the kill on top.
All right, Moogie has to really be more careful because this has happened way too many times as mid lane. Dendy gonna get gone on. Here's the kick.
Nice control. Keep it up. Dendy silence for the moment, so no real burst damage. He's trying to let the Thunder God's Wrath because Kaka is so low. The attacks from the tower. SCC will grab the aggro from that.
And Snako gonna grab the bottom rune. So not a whole lot of mana left over for SCCC. Should have to just jungle it out a little bit and then go back.
They still have the Shrine to the east if he wants to take that and sync with KP. The man who we actually haven't been looking at that much. KP's just been the silent defender on the bottom lane, keeping the Terrorblade at bay.
Yeah, he's just chilling, but this top lane is not going nearly well enough for Newbee.
Roger's well behind the lines. Kaka rolling boulders in. Wants to go for both the silencing kick, the rocket flare, and the assault. Spirit. I'll get the job done and Roger will die.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He was ruptured and he kicked him, so he instantly dies. So Storm Spirit does go just jungle, hit a little bit. This should give Dendy a little bit of breathing room. And you'd like them to be able to sit behind him. Like, even if just the Bane sits behind the Zeus, it'd be okay. Yeah, because if you talk so much about Storm having to rely on the initial zip so much, if you can stop that by just having a Bane sit behind him and you sleep the Storm, he won't go for the follow-up.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, that Bane you're speaking of is now on bottom lane, trying to reach his level 6 for Fiend's Grip. KP. He is quite happy just stacking and farming up the Ancients, can move over and then take the experience from bottom. So a very efficient thing to do with this dire off-lane Venomancer. Easy just to go to the Trinity camp. But how long until we need to see him apply some pressure? The Nightmare comes on bottom, but already Kaka here to hold his hand. And it's Roger and Snako to team up. That ain't gonna happen. You dive on KP under the tower, he gets Nova off and Gale, you're gonna die.
Up at top, though, General still doing a very good job of picking up levels right now. He's been incredibly disruptive in this top lane.
Oh, there's
He's gonna get ruptured. He's gonna save the stun for the TP.
Wait for it. TP support's coming over.
They've got the Zeus ult.
They've actually got Crystallize here, rolling boulder in. The kick, it doesn't actually go on Crystallize. He waits a little bit more time. There's Jesus ultimate. General, he'll live. 8 HP he dropped down to. Newbee will end up losing 2, and General will run away.
All right, Dendy made that a little bit closer than I feel like he should have. Definitely a little bit of greed there.
Is under attack.
A kill is a kill, a win is a win.
Scared me by a little. But you are correct. General does live, and that's another successful duel. Doesn't get the damage for that one though.
No.
Maybe if Dendy had TP'd himself up there, they would have.
Nah, too many heroes to commit, man. Sit in mid lane, pop your ultimate. Faith and KP looking for the denial on the tower. Faith able to claim it. Even under that Metamorphosed Terrorblade. The Plague Ward's on bottom also added a lot of pressure, but Mugi just revealed himself. Also revealed the fact that Na'Vi have a defensive Observe Ward on the other side of the trees. That's why the tower attacked him.
Yeah. That Blood Right was pretty bad too.
Yeah, it was a long way to the left. It's like he thought General was going to run a little bit further and get out.
He sloped it pretty hard. He just didn't want to... They didn't want to commit the stun for the Ogre for the TP cancel, but that Legion is really tanky. 1100 HP with the wand. Does not go down very easily. And look at this. By the way, General thinks that SECC is going to make a roll on mid, and this is the hero that they're committing behind it. So maybe if Earth Spirit were to TP there, they would make this move. And he might still think about it. I think he...
And with Faith?
If he got the hit, maybe. Maybe if General...
Patience.
He's pinging though. They know. This is good game sense right now. People aren't showing on the map, and it's actually KP up at
they
top.
Go up there. SDCC will cancel the pull, or will he? Tanako will drop. He has no points up in Vortex, so incapable of cancelling the Fiend's grip. SDCC burn a lot of mana. That hook shot. Rogers arrived. He has his level 6 up and running.
Let him duel.
In the Ogre.
Let him
wants to duel. He's almost there. There's your duel. SDCC, he wants to help out, but what can he really do? He's got no other friends nearby. Mugi's taking the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. At least Kaka will steal the double damage rune from Dendy.
Yes, you need him to just farm. Just farm SCCC. But Navi's playing really well. Roger and General are the early game MVPs. If the game were to end right now, that existed, these two have just done so much on the map.
Yeah.
Like an absurd amount. Crystallize, of course, is... I mean, he's pressed buttons, he's made good rotations, but the people that are making the impact in this game, the Legion Commander and the Clockwork. This Legion, despite being tri-laned, is going to have a 13-minute blink.
The Observe Ward was watching Mugi sit there, and he got in range to rupture him, and then they kick into oblivion.
You know, there's no reason for them to have to do that. Get the rupture, like the fatality kick, but I appreciate that they do it. It's showmanship.
We picked this combination. We're bloody well going to use it. Mid-tier 1 tower being protected by the fortification. Now wears off as Crystallize. Crystallize and Crystallize beats into the tier 1 tower. Blood Right will create a little bit of space. It's level 2 now for Mugi, but they have no rupture available.
You notice, though, that in this game, as opposed to the other Storm games you see, SCCC, he focused on the laning phase and just splitting. He's not taking any of these fights. This is what he needs to do. But General, he's got such an early Blink Dagger. I don't think that SCCC realizes this. And now Roger's even making the rotation over. Here comes the Blink!
Oh, the Ball Lightning! He's got the distance. He's got the speed. And the reveal, the Blink Dagger, does not seal the kill for Na'Vi.
That was so quick. That was such a good trap, too, by Roger.
They're TPing down the bottom lane. They're after KP. He's in the trees. 4-staff and TP scrolls available. KP blocks it out. There goes your TP. Tanako can't get the Nightmare or anything else in time. Dendy throws the ulti out, but Thunder God's Wrath doesn't really get much more, apart from revealing the fact that actually it does. Newbee smoked up. They'll find an Invis rune as well. Clockwork coming in close.
They want
reveals it by standing on the cliff, and there's your silence from Kaka and the follow-up kick. But instantly Observer and Sentry planted by Na'Vi in case any shenanigans. But they wasted the Sentry. The Observe Ward from Newbee saw this coming because they've got the Ancient Camp blocked up with it.
And Mugi trying to get a 4-step. They're just doing a lot of meme value. It's great. Newbee's
so
just
kick 4-staff and just drain them dry?
Do a lot. That's like 1200 damage instantly, Toby.
Oh, you asked how you get through the Legion Commander, right? And then Legion Commander walks back into the duel?
Wow. That's brilliant.
Yes!
You kick him away.
And he walks back.
Then he walks back. That's easily 3000 damage. There's no way that General... He will leak so much blood. Just pints of that shit.
Well, open your blood banks. Crystallize. Here's your first stun. Storm Spirit jumping in deep. And they will have enough damage to kill off the Terrorblade before he can sunder. Hawk shot. Roger finds his target. Once again, these poor little supports get locked in with the Clockwork.
Yes, Clockwork is
and precise.
being quite a nuisance for them. Even though his score isn't pretty, 4-5-2, he has been very annoying for them so far. But Storm about to finish his Bloodstone. You know what that means, Toby?
Yeah.
You farm some more.
That's true. They actually got KP's Ogre Axe on the way. There's the Hand of Midas flying out for Moogie right now.
Dude, there's another 4-staff on their Veno. Think about it.
Yeah.
The double 4-staff into kick.
They have to wait a little bit longer for Bloodseeker to reach his.
There's an Arcane Rune at top. Get it, Dendi.
And ES is building his 4-staff. He's going Blink 4-staff on ES, 4-staff on Veno. if Bloodseeker does get the 4-staff, yeah, I'm down for this.
General, he's got duel.
Yeah.
If he gets a low ground angle on Storm Spirit, maybe they get the kill. They're smoked up too. They know that Storm is there. They're gonna see the Remnant. They're gonna go for the high ground and wrap.
But they got scattered moving over in the first place by the Dire Obs.
Yeah.
So SCCC should be aware of this, be a bait. Not against the attack into the duel. KP wants to help out with the Gale, but SCCC and Dendi securing from the opposite side of the map with Thunder God's Wrath.
Man, I love that.
He even triggers the Arcane Rune beforehand. This is a
Do it for the value.
thing.
Absolutely no reason to do that, but
Hook shot. They got the Fiend's Grip out. KP's going to go down 2 cores in the space of 20 seconds.
Hype. And now the game is completely even.
My thanks.
Oh, Crystallize gets a kill too in mid.
Yeah, he was pushing down the tower. I'm not quite certain what Faith was trying to do to stop him.
They just lost like 3 heroes around the map, and I felt like they had vision, but
And a tier 1 tower.
yes, that is a significant swing.
Actually, they're going to have a lot of damage done to their bottom tier 1 tower. There's a catapult being pressed, the attack up. Fortification will save it for the moment.
That wagon had wings.
Tower
Yeah.
won't last long.
Magical Wagon. Cardi, Volume 2.
Alright. So Storm slows down his Bloodstone by like 2 minutes, which is fairly significant. Now you're annoyed as a Storm player when that happens. You'd rather die in the early game than in this mid game. It slows you down a little bit too much. Did the catapult die? Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. KP rotated down and got rid of it.
Now it's got a different set of wings.
Ancient.
All carts.
Yeah, was this All Carts Go to Heaven?
Yeah.
Are you actually going on the All Dogs Go to Heaven reference?
I just saw that movie, so.
Really?
Yeah, it felt like it was prevalent. This Storm Spirit, though, get your Bloodstone, any more other items. Legion is going for a Shadow Blade, very nice pickup. I much prefer him to go for this than to go for the typical Blade Mail build, Toby, because I think he needs something to just get the instant jump on the Storm.
Yeah.
And if the Storm is facing the right way, oftentimes it's pretty hard. So, you know, just blink forward and then invis and get a little bit closer. Now you're just like a constant threat.
Ensure initiation happens. Nightmare up on top. Very easy for Snake to set this one up into the Fiend's Grip. No one from Newbee is nearby. And with the help of Dendi arriving...
Did you really need to ult that?
They have the damage. Actually, yeah, why did he Thunder Gods rat that? Is he looking for the rest of Newbee who just smoked up?
Sure, that's what he should say. Is like, oh guys, I see them just like ping like crazy.
He's just scouting ulti, boys, and he keeps ulting when Newbee smoke up, so hey, why not?
It's kind of weird. He's like, I think they had some wards here.
Yeah, it's a trap. They're rotating around the side. Now, Newbee don't see this. In fact, no, are they really going to wrap around the edge? The courier, they're watching the courier maneuver. They're going to kill it off, revealing their position.
I feel like they could have gotten kills there.
Yeah.
But instead, they get a courier. No problem.
Hey,
doesn't get Bloodstone charges.
They're
but
just trying to give rares for people watching, right? Like, rares still dropping dirt, right? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten one like 3 years.
I do like Dendi's build, by the way. I've been talking a lot about Storm because...
The Yules and Veil?
Yeah, going for the Yules is really nice against Storm. It's all these things that make it difficult for the first jump. If you guys ever have trouble against Storm in your pubs, like I don't want to throw this out there, but just build...
Your pubs are going to get harder?
Build these like 4 staffs, these Yule Scepters, because once you force the instant jump out, like you're good. That's why Yule Scepter and Yules and 4 staff, they're both really, really nice.
Oh, Denny's got 2 of these. The 4 staffs are still racking up on the other side. Bloodseeker actually holding onto a lot of money. 2.8k gold on Bloodseeker. How do you actually approach this for Bloodseeker? Like, what's going to actually shut down either Zeus or Terrorblade for him?
I think right now
targets.
He's wondering whether he goes for Radiance or PKB. Nope, I hear duel.
Here we go again. Just locking in the poor little ES and General now with plus 44 damage.
Dude, General's playing so well.
They're pinging out. Dandy, the Nightmare, SDCCC jumps
Natus
all
been
the
committed.
way over towards Seneko. Brains up will give him a little bit more life in the Fiend's Grip.
Is that doing
It's out,
enough?
and he's got him! Storm Spirit will go down to 9 Bloodstone charges and his life. KP can't move away from Roger until he force-ups up the hill. Getting away from the battery assault. Really quick initiations in here from Na'Vi. They've always got the numbers.
Yeah, and the Storm just doesn't deal enough damage right now. Like, he needs to continue to farm before he can take these fights. He was doing so, but I think because of he gets the Bloodstone and his team is getting kind of thrown into disarray, he feels like he needs to take these engagements. But it's not even easy for him to kill a Bane. Like, the Legion pops his level 3 press the attack, and Storm has to deal like another 500 damage, and he can in another duel.
There's your duel. Karka needs to create a little bit of space, kicking the Bloodseeker away, but they'll still run in. Plus 58 for the Legion Commander.
Oh, dude, the illusions.
Karka, he's in trouble. The illusions won't kill him off. 1 charges.
They want more here.
Life, and here comes the Storm Spirit. Crystallized, primary target face. So much damage from Seneko. The Nova
He got the
is
Sunder
off
off.
KP, but the Sunder, the life comes in, and Crystallized begins his TP away while KP will die. Crystallized cancels it because he's got the life from General thanks to the press the attack. 4 heroes down from Newbee. SCCC is on the run. Bottle charging up as quick as he can.
Oh,
the
no.
only survivor from Newbee. This has escalated. Not even quickly. It's consistently escalated.
The TB barely got the Sunder off onto the full HP Ogre, and I think SCC, his brain was just like, wait a second, we were half a kill, half a hit?
Here it is again.
Like, he barely got it off. If they get this kill quick and easy right there,
Boom.
right before the stun, and the Storm gets slept so that he can't use anything in that period. Very well done by Na'Vi. Great team fight. Feels like Newbee, though, they're rushing things a little bit too much.
Here they go again, jumping forward. They want to kill. Seneko will be primary target. Nightmare to begin with. Mugi will find this kill, and they're looking for more. Storm with a jump down, but SCCC doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. At least he has the double damage rune. 10 Bloodstone charges. Got 1 of them back with the death of the Bane.
Nice. 1 charge for 3.
Yeah.
That's the kind of math we're trying to do as Storm players.
Yeah. He needs to regen rune right now.
He needs a regen rune, he needs an Orchid, he needs to finish his Kaya.
That's a lot of things. Does Orchid even work? Like, you're up against both Manta, Terrorblade, and Yulsep Zeus. Like, you can't control that.
Looks like he's going to go for the Lincolns, which is the item we suggested earlier.
Yeah, stop the dual initiation.
Yeah.
Even though it hasn't been on SCCC, it's just continuously been on the supports. General's pumping out a lot of damage with a plus 58 from dual. He's now 113 plus 104 with his damage output.
I still think he needs damage, though, on the
Roshan?
Storm. He doesn't deal enough. Crystallizes.
He's luckily now Roshan doesn't instantly kill off the illusion, so that's one upside to all of this.
They're going to take this. I don't think Newbee should take this fight. I know they're loath to give up this.
KP wants to put a Plague Ward down.
Aegis.
Hawk shot, there's a trap! The quick hit, Karka, Roger! The cold
Roger.
pushback cancelled it. Now without the Plague Wards, without the Nova, yeah, there is no way they defend this unless SDCC wants to be part of it, but he's down in the bottom lane pushing the tier 2 tower. So Roshan belongs to Na'Vi. Seneko belongs to Newbee.
They've got
they
duel.
find the kill, but no, not again. Another duel victory plus 72. Crystallized gets the Aegis.
And this is what I mean. Newbee, they can't fight that. They should realize at this point that the team fight is just not in their favor. There's just too much on the side of Na'Vi. You've got to switch gears. You have to go for the split plays instead. Allow your Storm to continue to scale.
Yep.
Once this is a 6-slotted Storm, it's hard for Na'Vi to deal with, but at this phase of the game, it's very easy for them to just play in a ball and allow him to come into them. And as long as they don't abandon each other, and more importantly, they don't abandon their supports, he can't get free kills. But I feel like they're panicking things a little bit because they're getting picked off by this General Legion Commander. And that's the real threat that he poses right now, is that General, yeah, he's getting some kills, but it's the map presence that he has right now with barely any items. He's got like 2 items, but he's got a lot of successful duels. And so they're respecting him a lot. He never shows on the map. He's not the one clearing the waves. He allows his 2 cores to push out the waves. All he's doing right now is looking for kills.
We do have 2 new items coming in before this team fight happens. Radiance was done over on the Bloodseeker, and we now have the Nimbus online thanks to the Aghanim Scepter on Zeus.
Yeah.
So both of these are now made available, and Newbee are preparing for the top lane fight. There's no real vision from the Radiant side around here. A ward being placed between the tier 1, tier 2 tower by Newbee. They're trying to find their target, but then Na'Vi goes for almost the same mirror play, heading towards the bot lane, looking for Newbee. They get their ward a little bit deeper behind the tier 2 tower on bottom. And Terrorblade, that tier 2 tower is very low on life. It will not last long. This is a straight trade up, and then potential high ground push for Na'Vi is available.
Look at what General's doing, by the way. He never shows. He just hides, and he continues to hide. He's going to get spotted out now. Someone will probably ping him and say, like, hey, this is where the Legion is. Don't worry about him. But he doesn't care about creeps. All he cares is kill Storm Spirit.
They got to come back to defense. Bloodrise trying to slow this down. The silence is on the Terrorblade. While he's got both Manta and Aegis, Crystallize to be very confident to stand here, jump on forward. They try and press
they got it!
the Sunder on the SCCC with low and Thunder got ran! It kills him off! They keep the attack going. KP will Nova, but it only affects Roger. SCCC will buy back in. He needs kills now to make this buyback worth it. The Nimbus is on the back lines. Another Blood right out. Remember, Crystallize has the Aegis Immortal that was not expended because of the Sunder. They press the attack. They keep him strong. Under the power of this Metamorphosis, he still also has BKB.
General's waiting. He's
you
so
jump
patient.
In, the control is there. They've almost got the kill. There's the burn on the Aegis. Roger, the Clockwork Cogs will be there. Actually going to hold the Terrorblade in.
He goes to Storm.
Jump in right in the back lines. They need the dieback right now in SEC, and they've got it. Dendi with the kill secure. Damage into the Legion Commander, and the bottom racks is toast, toast, toast.
General was so patient in that fight. All he did was wait for his moment, saves the duel the entire time. He would have won like 3 different duels, but he says the real target in front of me is a Storm Spirit. This is the hero that we need to absolutely lock down, and he has just hunted them into game number 3.
That was press the attack medic into perfect critical control.
Yes, he has been an absolute terror. Like, this guy's play should be so highlighted because he essentially just won them this one. Him and Roger, like what they did at top lane, he got a 12-minute blink dagger.
Yeah.
After that point, he stopped showing on the map completely and just hunted people with his team. This is what you want to do as a 3 position. You want to link up with your 4 and your 5, enable their games by helping them get kills, and then you just become this death squad. And as a result, Denny was just able to press R once in a while, pick up some kills, so he's also involved. Crystallize will shove out the side lanes that the Storm shoves back in, and this is how you have a very well-balanced team. And it all starts from this guy. Conversely, for Newbee, it feels like that top lane went so disastrously for them because they kept trying to kill this Legion.
SCCC just found himself a regeneration room. Won't happen. Won't help him out in the moment. Hook shot. Roger tries to get away. He'll be pulled back in again, but the damage, thanks to Blade Melt. SCCC drops pretty low. Faith trapped inside the pit. Nimbus is keeping him out and keeping KP away from also adding any level of assistance. The tool is out once more. Legion Commander. This time the winner is actually Moogie. KP will get picked. Snako held him in position thanks to Fiend Script, but Moogie, oh, Nightmare waiting it, and there she blows. Crystallize will find that kill. 3 euros for the price of 1. Kaka wants to run out in the top lane, but the Nimbus is down once more. General was just playing with him.
He even buys back for it.
Bottom lane's pushed in. Storm is the only one that can try and defend, but he doesn't have Lincolns. He can't control, so instead he jumps forward, looking for the kill onto Dendi underneath the tier 1 tower, realizes there's just not enough left. The Nimbus is down, and SCCC is out.
Yeah, just doesn't have enough damage. And this is the downside of not going for the Orchid Toby. You saw it right there. It's not even for the silence, it's for the attack speed and the right click that it gives you, but his base, he's going to return to it in shambles, doesn't have the mana to go for ultra long zips or anything like that. Crystallize is going to grab another set of racks for Na'Vi. They're going to consolidate their strength right now. All the heroes are here. General even buffing up the TB.
They smoke. Either they're going to look for a pick-off right now after Dendi is BT to the top lane, or they just go down mid. The creep wave's already there at the tier 2 tower. It's the only thing that stops them from taking the 3rd lane of racks. Now you actually beg the question, just like we did in game 1, how does Newbee defend this?
I don't know. It was a good Storm game, but right now it's not a good everybody else game.
They did get picked a hell of a lot. It feels like Moogie has just had no influence apart from buffing the Legion.
I mean, right now they have 2 heroes on their side that don't have kills, have a ton of deaths. Conversely, their 3 and 4 are 0 and 17, and if you look at Navi's 3 and 4,
yeah, that's I see a 0, 10, 13. I see a 0, 7, 5.
Yeah. So it just shows you like the impact of the playmakers.
General jumps
Getting
in.
another
Duel is up. He's already got plus 86 damage. The multicast done. Okay, it doesn't matter. There's a Nimbus and all the damage in the world to follow up. So, victory for General. 104 plus damage.
Man, maybe Stormus sucks. I hope so. Another buff. Revert Kaya. I shrug. Look at this game.
I don't know if you can put this on the
Oh no.
Oh, the hook shot.
He has an orchid
out. He's got the orchid on Roger. He's gonna solo the Storm Spirit.
Alright, my hero sucks. If he can't win this game, he's the new AM.
Oh, Venom's gonna buy back Kaka. Faith Mugi in through the rear with a blood right. They want the kill. They're focusing on the Zeus. He'll Yule Scepter off a large portion of the damage. But even with Rupture, Dendi stands his ground. Mugi just wants him and he's struggling to even get it. Crystallize dip the work. The Magnetize makes it difficult to keep the follow going. So is Dendi right now for the death of their bot lane. Now is the ES also to fall. KP put the walls down, build a wall, keep Na'Vi out while Faith hopes for multicast. The Blood Rice to kill the creep wave, but Crystallize is so strong with that fresh Skadi on him.
He wants to back out though. He was trying to go for the Sunder onto the Ogre or the TB or the Bloodseeker, I mean, but wasn't able to find either. So they're just going to back out, recircle, reset things. The Storm is about to respawn.
Mugi got 832 gold for that kill on Dendi.
Man, that is...
He's still running the Hand of Midas, remember this, but he's got Radiance, BKB, and now 2k gold
it's
on
helpful.
him.
It's just the rest of their heroes aren't strong right now.
Yep.
And this Clockwork somehow has an Orchid. The mysteries of life, truly.
He's 7-7-12. It's not like it's been involved in hell a lot of the kills, but the deaths are still there.
Yeah, you're just not feeling the impact of Newbee support duo. Last game they were so successful. This game, there were 3 melee heroes, 2 supports that are melees, 1 core that's melee against a Legion commander. That's going to be really rough. And Clockwork was king up there. When you just have those 2 melee supports, they can't really challenge Clock. Battery Assault rules supreme.
Problematic. Observe what's going to get picked. Saneko finds it quite easily. Newbee know what they have to defend. KP's again back to wall building. They're all trying to get Lincolns. KP's got 1 queued up. You got 1 queued up for Mugi as well. Storm Spirit just completed, so they'll have 3 Lincoln Spheres.
Nice.
As the item builds for Newbee, just survive and don't let get the initiation or at least the trigger on the Lincolns. Stop the Legion commander from being an influence. I wonder if you just double layer the Storm Spirit and just let him jump in.
Yeah, just give him both shells. Well, there's still like a small chance for Newbee. They're gonna have to hope that
Navi... they can hope that SECC can now steal Aegis. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Like if you have Navi pushing with both Aegis and Cheese,
they've got to accidentally deny both.
They have to move so quickly here. Crystallize has just arrived. They're inside the base, the rocket's scouting up, everyone's there, and Newbee's just like, yeah, we know what's going on now. We're too late to fight this.
Navi's got to misclick, deny both of them. And then I would say that Newbee can still win this game. Come on. Alright.
No.
I don't know why I was possibly hoping for that. That was the most absurd set of circumstances that had to happen.
Maybe if Solo still had his Plague Wards inside the pit and then he was siding on the side of Newbee, yeah, that would work. Not the Plague Wards, the Mass Serpent Wards.
So a hero that isn't in the game and a player that isn't in the tournament.
Yeah, this is right now what Newbee need.
It's pretty... I don't know if it's that. That ventures into the impossible topes, but...
Octarine is up for Zeus. The push is coming. The testing moment for Newbee. Roger is in the position to go for that hook shot in. Ready with Silence and Blade Mail in hand. It's like, please attack me. Bloodseeker will try and survive. He's actually got 25% lifesteal talent up. So ignoring the rupture damage, obviously 4 staffs and kicks are just not the way they think they're going to win it this time with the rupture. Faith almost feels like he's bait as the ogre. Let the Plague Wards be the wall, be the ignite. The annoyance for Crystallize sits on the bottom of the stairs. They got the Nightmare onto Kaka. Still no jump from Roger. He's letting it be. Fortification from Newbee now being committed. Blood is well onto Crystallize there, wasting his time at this Metamorphosis. I say that he's only 1/3 through it. With the press, the attack, he does so much damage so quickly, and Fate so low. They burn through the tier 3 tower. Newbee have to do something. The Fiend Script, it's on the Kaka. Same with the Nimbus, and Roger! The Hawk is perfect. ES will pop. Moogie at least has his BKB, so he gets a revenge kill. But SEC has got absolutely diddly squat. Na'Vi is taking the mid lane of Rax. You can buy back, but nowhere is safe. Dendi being sung creates space, but here comes General. Another duel victory. SCCC, Snako just instantly into the nightmare. Away, the Nimbus slowing up the Storm Spirit. It's a good kick. Mookie, he needs more control. He's almost killed off the Legion. He hasn't done it. He can't reach him. And the overwhelming odds will kill him off. It's over. GG. We're having a game 3. Nahas gets his wish.
Both teams stomp. Now they just trade it out.
Oh boy. Game 3, what the hell do we get?
I was like, stomp. One Newbee stomps Na'Vi, then Na'Vi stomps
But
Newbee.
that's the law of averages, right?
Yeah.
Like we talked about like what happens with EG versus VP. Game 1 is absolutely amazing. Game 2 and Game 3, it's a little bit more one-sided, or Game 2 is going to be one-sided. Now we've had one side. Let's have an even game, please.
It's like a 60-minute back-and-forth slugfest.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's have that.
I mean, both the games were even to a point. I don't know.
But both the games also had a large amount of kills. Like the slugfest we already kind of had, even if
Bees turn to ban.
Dyer's ban now.
It's the kind of wins that you're interested in. Oh, they did not get the Shaman. They actually went for the Puck. So will that be a first pick Shaman, potentially? I don't know. They still have some bans to get through, so probably not. But hey, could happen, boys.
Interesting to see Newbee going back to that puck. That is a first phase ban for them against other teams. I would not have expected it to come out against Navi necessarily.
They banned it what in the fourth last time versus Navi. Okay, trying to remember.
I don't know. It was a second phase ban.
It was a second phase ban, right?
Yep.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Now the same bans from Navi. After dealing with the Sanking the first game, they realized in this second and third game that they don't want to play versus Kaka on that hero. It's his most comfortable. It's his highest win rate as well.
Absolutely. Well, we could see a surprise coming out here. We know that if they don't ban the Shaman, it's probably going to be a first pickup. So I would say that they're going to ban that hero right about now.
3 seconds.
Right about now.
I tried.
Sorry, Slacks. We tried for you, buddy. Still may come out. Big question, of course. Newbee opening up the last draft with the Ogre Magi. They're going to take out the... I agree with that. I agree with that. Despite Roger having his ups and downs on that hero, that's a hero that potentially gives them a lot of problems.
I think this opens up SCCC's hero pool in the mid lane
Yes.
too. Then he can go for his Queen of Pain earlier. Then he can go for all these other Death Prophet, etc.
But the thing is, if he wants to play the Quap, he's got to pick it early because it's been getting banned out, you know, in the second phase of bans every time, really.
Also wondering if they're looking ahead to a Medusa pick.
And Medusa, yeah. There's a lot of different heroes it opens up.
You know, if we're going to kind of strange picks that Navi's been doing in the last couple of weeks, I have seen that Dendi SF, and I've been waiting for SF to come back. They're actually going to snag it.
Good call by you.
I saw the Knicks ban. It's just like this is an indicator. We talked about this we saw Fnatic running it in the SCAA qualifiers for DreamLeague, and they absolutely dominated with Ogre Quap in the mid lane.
Sure.
And the big question for me in the first phase was Newbee going to stick with their guns as far as the opening Ogre? Now 10-3 is Faith on that hero, all in this patch alone. So I agree with them sticking with it. And this has been, if you look back all the way to Starladder last year before TI, this has been sort of Newbee's prescription when they get knocked back a little bit, is they lock down that SCCC hero early on in the draft, and they draft around that.
Oh,
yes!
What I tell you, boys?
That's some confidence there, picking up the Dendi SF second
Wow.
Hell yeah.
They can still clock if they want.
Sure.
They can run the clock.
The clock is there.
I think it's going to get banned.
Yep.
All right. I know it wasn't a real tournament, but we did see.
Oh, in the Adrenaline Cyber League.
No, even worse. Even worse. Even worse. We did see Navi pull out the Shadow Fiend in minus mode. And it was absolutely unbelievable.
He went to spell damage. Right?
They absolutely did. It was
and it stays relevant. That's the thing.
Good.
Yeah.
The way that Shadow Fiend damage scales with the stack buffs and with the talents, the spell damage build to me feels like it stays relevant longer, and I really feel like people underestimate the turn potential of this hero at level 1. You used to take 300 damage from eating 3 level 1 raise is what I meant. You used to take 300 damage from 3 raises. It's now 510 damage from 3 raises at skill level 1.
Yeah, it is pretty absurd how much it really does do. That 80 stacking is crazy.
Yes.
I mean, in a sort of high tier pubs and pro players, it seems like the Magic build is now the more standard one.
Pretty much.
It's more likely than not you're going to be building that way.
Yeah.
That said, Queen of Pain should never eat 3 raises. But
unless you blinks aggressively and gets caught by something like, I don't know. It's a lot easier to set them up with a Bane, but versus a Queen of Pain it is.
Could get some stuns or something, you know?
Yeah. Stuns or silences coming out probably.
Sure.
Maybe we see some...
Or Spirit for Navi.
I was going to say Earth Spirit for Navi, but I don't know does Roger play it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does.
Oh, I mean, I haven't seen him play it too much recently.
I think he has.
I'm not sure.
Because I was watching
a few times in league play. Maybe not.
A couple, very few in the league play that I remember.
I've seen it at least once recently, Roger.
Okay, fair enough, yep.
I get rid of the... Night Stalker still? Is it even worth banning Night Stalker this late? Who's going to pick that up this late?
Oh, Roger actually has played it a bit. He's 5-2 on the year.
He's played it a bit. Okay,
yep,
yeah,
this
but...
patch.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's definitely an option there for Navi, that Earth Spirit.
Dyer's turn to
and Newbee takes it themselves.
Yeah. Good on Newbee.
Yeah,
I think it's really good awareness to take it away. I agree with both bans. Banning out the clockwork for reasons we talked about with the Shadow Fiend. The Night Stalker, the long duration silence can make Quap feel vulnerable. And then they're going to use that pick as their third ban in the second phase. Take away the Earth. Good draft.
Yeah, it's just a very good answer to any time there's a Bane in the game. Makes it very hard for him to find the Fiend's grips. So we've seen a few Banes to get some very nice Fiend's grips off. So having that good control and cancel will be nice.
I've been seeing a bunch of Battens versus Bane in the recent past week or two. I don't know if this could be one of the situations that Newbee wants it.
There's a part of me that just wants them to YOLO LC again. Because
For Navi?
Yeah, it was just so good.
It is reduced, though. This time he doesn't have those global from the Zeus coming out, which did help him secure a couple of those duels.
Oh, we saw in the first replay. That's what got him going.
Yep.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Oh my god.
You didn't say it this time,
I didn't
Slacks.
say it for the first time.
You said it last
Bane.
time.
Darn it. But hey, you know, been very excited to see this again. We've typically only seen that Bane Mirana combo, and as we said before, only one team, BG, is the only one that was doing the Kunkka Bane, and here we go again. Navi just pulling out all the stops. This is fantastic.
The catch for the Quap, that X.
Yeah, super nice early on against that Quap.
You get the sleep on him, walk up, get an X and a torrent. He's in a lot of trouble there. He can't really blink away because he'll get brought back in.
Big old stuns for some raises action too there.
Yep.
A lot of magical damage and a lot of setup here for these heroes. This is a pretty good draft so far from Na'Vi. I see what they're doing.
And Shadow Fiend, known as a pretty squishy hero, the rum effect, effect from the Kunkka can put in.
The rum's just great at sort of counteracting the whole duration of the magnetize and stuff. And that Kunkka's enemy being picked up.
Oh my god.
Some classic lore here for
Classic lore fight, guys.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
I am less confident in the Tidehunter pick here. I think a lot of the classic melee counters to the Tidehunter are still on the table. They're heroes that Crystallize plays pretty well. I would not be surprised to see an Ursa.
Could potentially see that.
5 seconds
Absolutely.
remaining.
There's a lot of meat that they got to get through on that team. And oh, hey, could go for an alchemist. Nice hat, bro. Yeah, the fingers. That's the classic. Thank you. All right.
Alchemist is almost a dead hero right now.
Don't say that to that poor guy.
I broke his heart, I know. Just like I broke Arteezy's heart earlier, apparently. Slacks.
You sick man.
Big fan that Alchemist is dead. Thank you, Ice Frog. I love you.
All right. Well.
So first time this patch for Na'Vi running Kunkka. Got to go all the way back to the last patch they ran it twice. 1-1 was Roger. Expect to see your offlaner here for Na'Vi.
Offlaners. Let's see.
What do you want to do?
Who goes in the off lane? Fogged
Yep.
in this match. Oh, hey.
A lot of those offlaners are
Typical choices
bad.
are off the table. Yeah. You look at
What about
his 5 most played heroes are all off the table.
Yeah.
what about the old Darks here? Whatever happened to him?
No.
Bit of the whole vacuum into Torrent.
Oh, no.
For the
I'm
Wombo.
sorry. I was looking at Roger. For general, the Nature's Prophet and the Beastmaster are still
Here's the
available, and I think both of those
Radiant
make sense.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, the
Venge
Venge
carry.
Shadow Fiend. Venge
Core
Shadow Fiend.
Venge,
Yeah.
yes.
We saw Mineski running this a bit, right, a while back.
Yeah, this
having
is
the double
sick.
auras, so that
You know what,
increased
though?
damage.
Question for you, Fogged. Do you actually think about aggro Triner on the Venge and putting General on it?
10 seconds.
Or do you just play safe and
I
put
think
Crystallize
surely
on
it's
it?
just going to be
I
crystallized.
would
Okay.
think it would just be that safe.
Okay.
play.
We've seen Navi do it
remaining.
before, with just crystallize on it.
I kind of like the aggro Tri potential here, but I think you guys are right. It's a lot more stable.
I mean, they might still go aggro try, but with crystallize playing it.
Just
Yeah.
put Crystallize on it.
And then just get general and maybe that something to 1v1 matchup with the Tide.
Yep, I think that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
I still think Beastmaster is sick. The double aura strat now.
Yeah, I think Beast could be a big factor. I'd be a bit surprised if Newbee doesn't ban it, though.
Yeah, that lockdown would be fantastic.
The lockdown
against
just
the Queen.
I mean,
and the
triple
Tide.
aura is crazy.
There you go there.
For
Take
Newbie,
out Brew.
we need our big physical damage dealer as a 5th pick. Mugi, Ursa's still on the table for Mugi. Although I don't feel it's as good against this Na'Vi lineup. Gets kited.
They banned Brew, though. What do they want?
Seconds.
Oh, they're not just going to pick Monkey King, are they?
On Navi?
5 seconds.
I mean, on
Newbee.
Newbee, you mean?
Yeah. They do like doing that sometimes, don't they? And I don't know if I really like it, but I feel like it may be one of those heroes that they're comfortable with and want to go for.
I could actually see that. Yeah, they need somebody to like gap close a little bit. Well, they have a couple of those already, of course, but they need some major damage real quick.
But Gyro. I said it last time, but
Gyro could be good too.
this time with the Ogre again, I think it looks pretty solid. Gives them a little bit of early game too, so they can fight with the Ravage early on and just guarantees themselves some towers. Or maybe they look at maybe they go for the Terrorblade themselves this time around. You get the benefit from when you use Reflection, you get the Vengeur on yourself.
I mean, so at that point, it
I like
can.
it a lot.
I don't know. It can be hard though against the Magic SF. There's that point where if the SF gets ahead, he's going to have that edge on just clearing your illusions out. Got decent wave clear with the Conqueror.
What?
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
General Underlord.
That is not the hero I thought we would see.
Oh no. Oh no.
You're not a fan, Sax?
Yeah, I've seen so many teams rely on Underlord to bail them out of a weird draft, and it never works.
They've got some nice Roche potential on the side of Na'Vi. Shadow Fiend, Venge, and Underlord. They really bring down that Roche quick with Firestormer and the minus armor.
Oh no.
Yeah. And Venge is probably going to have that medallion or Solar Crest up early too.
Yep.
The root can be very nice against the Quap as well, if you catch her out of position.
Yeah.
These are all beautiful dreams that you're all having right now about Underlord. I ain't buying it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just.
I feel like it's a little too fancy. All right,
better push.
Newbee gonna play it safe with Luna.
Okay.
She checks that push box.
Wow. Navi's draft, huh?
That makes the tri lane a lot stronger on this side of Newbee. I think that's why they wanted it, because they have this double melee. Again, they don't want to pick a third melee hero to like limit themselves a bit. So with Luna, it does make it a lot stronger.
Ugh.
I don't
really
know.
hate Underlord that much.
Oh.
Man.
Owen?
I like, yet again, what Na'Vi's doing here. You know, I like what they were doing in Game 2, and I think Game 3, the Underlord sort of match with the Kunkka, with the Brum, they're going to have that pretty good team fight between the two, and this incredible amount of sustain on this Underlord that can frontline. And I feel we may get to a point of the game where Newbee might actually struggle with the damage to deal with some of these heroes. As long as Dendi doesn't get destroyed in the mid lane, which I don't think he will because of the support backup, I think Na'Vi's going to take this Game 3 and take the series. I like the draft.
Newbee, they have SCCC Quap, and with an Ogre babysitting him, I have to go for them this time.
My mind is telling me no on Na'Vi, Underlord, support Venge, but my body's telling me yes! I'm gonna go for Na'Vi again, screw it.
You do not, in my experience, bet against an SCCC Quap. I agree with Flogged. I want to pick Na'Vi.
Oh god, am I wrong now?
But I got it.
No, so no.
Either way, we've got a Game 3. I wanted it. You wanted it. One game for both of these teams. Tournament life. One more time over to Toby1 and Blitz.
The panelists splitting this. Blitz, who do you, I'll go first so I cannot be influenced by you.
Sure.
I'm back in Newbee. I'm actually with the boys that you don't back down from a triple like SCCC, like Queen of Pain, Mugi. How hard can it be to play a Luna?
Even though I hate Dendi and Na'Vi as a whole,
yeah.
so it's impossible really for me to guess which team is going to win. I think that Dendi can do it. I think this is a good SF game. I think the new SF2 is pretty cool. But he has to go ham for them to win this game.
Yeah.
Like, Dendi has to have a sick game. Otherwise, it's very easy for Newbee to just snowball and go for the 5-mans. The Roche fight and team fight potential I think is a little bit better. I'm always really iffy when Kunkka's your 4 position because his hero fades off very quickly, Toby. He's not a BKB breaker. Once you start to get BKBs, his X, his Torrent, his bow doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
So Dendi needs to overperform in this game for them to win.
But then you've also got the early pressure, right? Like you've got Crystallize to combo with Roger, Magic Missile into Torrent. That's a lot of pressure to apply to the off lane. Does KP have to be over defensive?
I think both teams
have like gonna fight this. There's 4 heroes here. They're already going to start with the Firestorm. Connects on 3 heroes. No Rolling Boulder yet from Karka. And Newbee, Na'Vi are going to back up from the rune.
Firestorm is such a funny spell to me.
And we're
It's like,
clear for running.
don't run. Just stand there.
That rift from the goddess.
That's why you combo it, right? That's why you get the pit.
Do you remember the Dota 1 Firestorm?
I do
How
not.
you had to channel it and stay still, but it also hit towers. Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
It was horrible. And then he also had like corpse explosion or something. I can't remember. Somebody on Reddit or Twitter will correct me, but I think he had like corpse explosion. Like when you kill the creep, it like exploded and dealt damage. It was weird. It was a weird hero back then.
Yeah. And now we have this iteration. General will try and make it work on the bottom lane. Karka will try and zone him out. Leaves the top lane as that dual lane we're talking about. The VS. Kaka's actually really trying to get General to burn through his consumable. He's got Salve as well as 2 tangos.
At least this time, though, they didn't do the triple melee safe lane. That was rough. Them losing that lane. The problem is like, if you devote 3 heroes to 1 lane and you lose it, then the game is...
Yeah.
Because they were able to win 2 different lanes.
General,
2.
Caught on the wrong side. Rolling boulder, he'll dodge it wonderfully. Mugi still wants to focus on the CS, however, and they're just trying to keep General away from the wave.
And he swerved the shit out of that. He's just... But mid lane is going relatively even, which is, of course, beneficial to SF as that triple race does so much.
Oh, the
one more
last
hit!
hit to Nako, he got him! Brain Sap level 1 combining with the last base attack of Snako.
Yo!
And that's
the new SF. That's a lot of damage.
Where's that Corbane's? Where's the Corbane gone?
Oh man. The first time I got hit by that, I had like 200 health, and I think I got hit by the last raise and I just died, and Black was watching me play and he's like, that is so absurd. But it's still the same SF, like you still die pretty easily when you die. He's trying to steal the bounty rune by axing him. That's so spiteful. He even
really?
he was going for the creep tonight?
The mind games.
Dude, come on, he already gave you the bounty rune. That is so greedy to go back for the creep deny. And he even goes to the taunt.
Roger, playing with confidence. Snako playing with death. Nightmare will protect him a quick blink
And
away.
he overjumps.
From SCCC, yeah, he's jumping down a long way after burning his salve. But Roger also arrived in mid.
Dude, Navi's feeling themselves right now.
Maybe he was worried he's gonna get X'd. Goodbye, General.
You thought who was gonna get X?
SCCC.
Oh, okay.
With Kunkka rotating in towards the mid.
Yeah, that makes
Might have
sense.
been the reason for the blink.
I didn't think he did it for no reason. Because if he was committing for the kill, he would have went differently. And if he wasn't, same thing.
Magic Missile and Torrent. They're still 2 points up in Kraken Shell. And then followed Anchor Smash. KP's going to be dragged back by the X marks spot General. No Magic Missile yet. Still on cooldown for the moment.
It's really hard to kill him.
Mid lane. SCCC. The blink away. Snako's low. Faith and Kaka working together. Now find the kills. I say kills, plural, when it's actually just singular. Kill.
Yeah, Dendi needs mana right now. If he has mana, they can contest this lane, but they've still done very well for themselves. Bane plus Shadow Fiend is a very hard combo to trade hits with.
There goes the mana with the Faith Ignite.
They have 3 heroes mid right now, similar to last game, and yet they're still losing the lane pretty hard. Like, Navi is, with these 2 heroes, pretty easily dominating it. The bottom lane, though, is going very well for them, and the top lane is going quite nice for Newbee. So there's almost always some kind of trade. If you lose 3 lanes in a game like this, it's really hard to win Tobes.
Yeah. I'm wondering though if Newbee are that sad about their offlane. Yeah, KP's like he's got 13-5. He's getting his levels up and running, so the Tide, he will be effective. Crystallizer's early attack is quite useless against the Tide Hunter.
I think they're going to be really happy about this. Like, they're going to lose mid, and they have lost mid, but...
But they win the side lanes.
Yeah, they win the side lanes. They're okay with that. The goal in Dota is always to win at least 2 lanes, and mission accomplished. If you win 3rd, that's just cherry on top.
Yeah. That Observer set up for almost the max duration. Nightmare preparing against Queen of Pain. Roger, one
he gets the X!
and the raises, but then the kick from Kaka, trying to create space. They get the stun to SF, but then one more attack. Roger bringing down SCCC, but Dendi will go down. Kaka, as you said, he's on speed. Running back to the tier 1 tower, so a 1-for-1 trade-off. This is supports, however, from Newbee. Will benefit from the experience and the kill on the SF.
Yes, mid for mid. The Shadow Fiend, though, was there for the last hit on the Queen of Pain. And this is the roughest start that I've ever seen SCCC have, especially on this hero. Signature hero for him.
It's not like he's calling a TA to catch up. Here we go again, Nightmare. And, well, Faith takes the Nightmare off him, so they can follow up. Roger, X marks the spot. Not quite certain if this is really going to help him out. He's low on life thanks to the Shadow Strike.
He can't commit, though. Not when Dendi has 2 raises up.
Yeah.
I think if he hit the second one, maybe they would have committed for that on the uphill, but wasn't able to get it. And so much of the action has been centered around this mid lane for both teams.
Yeah.
Which is why we haven't really talked about the side lanes too much.
We really haven't. Like, we keep touching it every now and then. Like, both sides are kind of like Newbee's happy with the top because they're getting levels on the Tide. Crystallize is just going to catch up, but he needs to work with somebody. They're going again towards the mid. Dendi will walk back. But it's this bottom lane. The 13-10 CSing Mugi who's almost level 6, that Roger and Snake are going to finally try and do something about. X marks the spot, the torrent's being prepped, here comes the Ogre, TP's got to come quick, but there's so much nuke damage into the trees, he has salve, but Na'Vi crystallized, he's able to get the Wave of Terror off, getting involved in the fight, getting a double kill, and that's the movement you were looking for. Tide did not come in time to lend that Ravage of his, but he didn't have it, he only just hit 6 on the top.
Solo mid my ass. It's the tri-lane, it's the new tri-lane without any pull camps.
He's got to keep with the times now, man. Like,
if somebody brings 2 over, well, you didn't think it was that easy.
Got to go where the cool kids are.
Soon the offlaner will not, it's like the year is 2018, there's no offlane anymore. It's just a 4-on-4 mid. He's going for the torn, he hits it! He canceled the salve!
This is not what SCC wanted.
Man, Roger, I don't know if they're going to win, but he's going to win the award for most spiteful. He's made a lot of hating plays.
Well, he's tracking down Faith, but Kaka's nearby. So is Seneko. They look for the kick. Support rotates over from Mugi. Quick lucid beam, and Roger will get punished for his insolence. Seneko, Nightmare onto the Luna. They want to keep her up. It's the lucid beam control, but it's also that bonus damage he brings in, and the Eclipse will pop off. Seneko goes south, crystallized. Well, okay, the creeps get hit by the beams. Faith's got Ignite to land, doesn't want to burn the mana for it. Mugi, one more lucid beam. Seneko, yeah, you can't juke that. There's no way.
There's nowhere to go to, as the offlaners now against each other. And despite all this trades, for a second it looked like it was pretty advantageous for Na'Vi. It's actually Newbee that holds the gold lead because this Tide is crushing up at top.
Yep.
He has more farm than the Vengeful Spirit does when it comes to last hit. Of course, that's offset by
his lack of desire as well to even be involved in the team fights. He doesn't even level up Rabbit level 7. Yeah, they're going up.
Very nice silence.
The kick is good from Kaka, creating some space. Nightmare switching around, so the Torrent will connect there, and here comes Mugi. A quick lucid beam. Seneko, well, you brought back in SCCC, but Seneko now surrounded by 4 heroes of Newbee. Blink into the kill, secure with the scream and the silence.
He's getting low.
It's perfect. Crystallize swapping out Dendy, letting raise one. Mugi so low, the one shot.
Triple
man torrent from Roger. Let this man coat him in moisture. Newbee wants to back up. They've lost 2. They're still looking for more Faith. No real stun, and Dendy even gets a regeneration rune to just put the icing on the cake. What is this luck? It's like Ice Rock wants Na'Vi to be back.
Oh, I love Dota so much. I can't even believe that sequence of events. They actually brought 4-on-4 mid. You just gotta keep upping the stakes until one team plays chicken. Which offlaner will flinch first and come mid?
I have 4 4s. What have you got on me? 5 5s? I don't agree.
This quad lane on quad lane action is... it's entertaining. That triple torrent though is sick. Roger has done everything and some for his team in this game. Like first, he steals both the bounty runes, he plays around with that Tide Hunter, then he torrents SCCC in the middle of the lane while he's salving, which as a mid laner I'll tell you is incredibly annoying.
They're going again, rolling boulder after
but here's
Dendy.
Roger.
The kick will be there, SCCC. Well, he's got the bonus damage with the scream. Dendy, does he turn around for the Razors? Right now he just wants to survive. Support's going to be there. X marks the spot. Pull him back in. There's no torrent follow-up, so Kaka will be fine. Hey, but here comes Underlord. No. He'll pull out at the last moment and just be happy.
But KP also...
Yeah.
He also canceled his.
And they did.
Yeah, they're...
That's so
Bring everyone.
You pull out your offlaner, we'll pull out our offlaner.
It's
all right.
Kind of like weird.
Here we go again. Spot into stun. He's trying to get the Eclipse off. There's 4 1-charges available into the strength treads. Needs the life, a quick lucid beam, but X marks spot. Mugi, where do you go from here? The wand is up. Salve is available. He's burning it off. Faith needs to create the space. Wave of Terror cancels off the salve. And
around the corner.
No! He dies. Crystallize got the attack off, and now
the torrent once again.
The torrent will connect. Crystallize and Roger, if they got what it takes, up the hill.
Oh my.
X-Marks and Wave will get the pick off. Dendy arrives, but this time he's not needed. KP wants to kill onto General. Okay, that ain't happening. He is so damn tanky.
Dude, Roger is surgical with that torrent.
That's the new set coming out from Roger. We're going to change his broadsword into a scalpel.
You don't need stuns to make these plays, apparently. You don't even need to X people.
Okay, I keep rolling with the punches. I don't feel like they should have half these kills, but they are definitely overperforming their lineup right now.
Newbee's going to force the top lane, so if Na'Vi want to try this, bring 3 heroes to the top, they have to battle into Ravage. Eclipse is down, but you still have a buffed up Luna, so they don't go for it, they go towards mid. Here comes Tide, 5 heroes coming towards the mid, rolling Boulder, finding Dendy Karka. He'll turn on the Magnetize, gets the kick off. They want Dendy down to Fiend's Grip. It controls SCCC, he can't get the Sonic Wave off. KP hits 3 people with the Ravage. Snako in the river, Roger behind the tower. They're jumping down, looking for the kill on Snako. Brainstep will give him the life back that he lost previously, and Karka and KP have to work together. Karka gets the kick in. Snako, no!
And he gets to the knife!
Roger! What is this? The pirate betrayal!
Hits the torrent in his face.
Oh.
Leads up with that. I feel like we're over-talking it, but is it even enough at this point?
I'm sorry, you can create all the red threads you want. Bias towards Roger, bias towards his plays. Woo!
Roger is...
I love it.
This is... I mean, I kind of insulted Kunkka, and I said I wasn't a huge fan of this hero. And now I will happily eat those words. But you saw what Newbee did. They brought their offlaner this time. They were like, this 4 wasn't enough. We need to bring 5. This is the formula right now. This is how this game, I guess, is going to go.
Isn't this the start of like what happened in the Korean Dota world? Let's see this again. So Snako,
the
run up
hits first.
Miss chance as well on attack, and then Roger, boom. Denied!
Just bonks him on the head. Na'Vi. This is such a blistering pace that both teams are setting right now. 15 kills in 12 minutes, non-stop action around this mid lane. Nobody's even trying to grab towers. The only tower so far that's been taken in this game is this bottom one when Crystallize rotated for the second time.
Well, Crystallize has an invis rune, so he's looking for his opportunity. Snako, Fiend's Grip still on cooldown for the moment. Faith and Karka are the ones nearby, rolling Boulder up. He rolls into Roger, goes with a quick silence. Faith will die, or will he? He'll get the sun over onto Crystallize, keeping him out the fight. Here comes your X-Mark ship Torrent right onto the Earth Spirit. They keep him in place with the Fiend's Grip too. Maybe a little bit of overkill, but a kill's a kill. And then a kill to follow is also a kill, so 2 kills.
A kill is a kill is a kill. And now... not a lot of transitions. They are going to head towards top instead of this mid lane. It's a little bit too difficult for them to go for that. Connect to your offlaner who is incredibly strong. As much as this Tidehunter is farm, General's done the same thing. He's starting to build very tanky right now. Has a lot of levels on him too. All 3 cores from from Na'Vi right now prospering. I said from Dendy, but it might as well be because they're just playing this 4-on-4 mid game. Now General even comes over here. Let the war games commence.
Oh, and another Torrent, just for good measure. Okay, this VS. Crystallize is going to have himself a Shadow Blade pretty soon.
Yes, he needs killing items right now. He just needs to pick off. I don't think he trusts in his ability to scale with this hero because he doesn't have the ability to flash farm. So you need to kill. Like, this hero was built to kill. 4 levels of the stun. A lot of burst damage coming out. Dendy's in a similar position. He can be your frontliner if you need. He'll be your building hitter. This Venge just needs to go around the map killing.
Right now, they're just preparing themselves for the next engagement. Dendy still needs to fly that Ogre Club out so we can have the extra strength before the fight begins.
Lively now. Your admiral is on board.
What a lively tune.
You just taunt away, friend.
Denny's going to get a regen rune to bottle up. Okay, yeah, I suppose you may as well.
2k lead though for Na'Vi.
Yeah.
Even though I said Na'Vi, I did think that Newbee had the more well-balanced lineup.
Yeah.
But Na'Vi definitely making some good moves. But they have to keep this momentum going.
Here
and
comes
team
the
fights
again.
Yeah, team fights are going to be difficult for them, Toby. Like, imagine a full-on team fight from Newbee. The strength of their lineup with the Scream of Pain, to her Sonic Wave, they've got Ravage, Luna Eclipse. They have tons of AoE team fight.
And if they can keep the control up long enough, then the physical damage of Luna can start to arrive as well.
Yes.
Mugi will finish up the top tower, rotating in from Newbee. They smoked all the way from the top lane. Fortification's already been burned. This T1 tower is low, but as you said, Na'Vi in the trees, rolling Boulder forward, Crystallize low, the kick! It catches up General in the back lines. They're holding at the moment the Ravage because they know they can kill off Crystallize General. He'll put down the pit. Can he get away? KP able to get over the Pit of Malice to keep the chase going. Ravage is still available. General triggers up the pipe, and here we go once more. KP, you can keep that battle going. Dendy has already burnt the regeneration rune.
Still an awkward fight.
Want to fight. Like, they've got Eclipse, they've got Ravage, you just don't have Magnetize.
Na'Vi should be
very fearful of this right now. It's 4v5. Their one position is dead. Ravage is king of fights right now. No way that they want to take this engagement. So they're just going to back off and reset things a little bit. And Na'Vi, even though they want to keep the momentum going, these 5-on-5 fights, I do not think will go favorably for them.
They're concerned for now. But lanes start to settle down. This farm rate's going to start to increase with the Mask of Madness completed over on the Luna bottom. SCCC, the save is coming in from Kaka, getting the silence.
Oh, he wants the
Brain Stab, he can't reach him. Kaka! The Kevin Costner of Whitney Houston protects him for now. Faith.
He just canceled his TP. We'll see if he lives to regret that.
Faith's going to be near here. Kaka starts his retreat. 17-1 charges available. General will arrive on the back of his Dark Rift. They're bringing in the numbers once more, while the Mask of Madness boys play up in their sandbox on the top lane.
That was the slowest Uber of all time. He just teleported right in front of his face. What did you think would happen? He was going to run away, of course. The channel time for it took so long, and Na'Vi, they're going to reset things a little. I think this is how they have to play it. They have to force Newbee to play very reactionary, move around the map, allow their course to just out-farm them. So far, so good.
Yeah, but things are starting to arrive for Newbee. The mech is coming out to the Tidehunter now. Urn of Shadows is on the way. The Yasha has arrived for the Luna. So the sustain for Newbee's team fight's looking a lot better.
Yes.
They still don't have that perfect jump initiation, but the positioning of Kaka has made up for that.
Yeah, and the team fights are still rough for them.
They're in Roshan. The wave
They
of
might have
terror.
seen the wave.
They saw the wave of terror. They know they're in Roshan.
They're pinging. They need everybody.
The negative armor. This is going to take forever. Snako is brain tapping to keep himself alive. The pings are there. Kaka, here comes your kick. It connects.
He catches both.
And he actually gets both. Turns on the magnetizer. The sonic wave. It ripples out to the Bane. SCCC is there to finish the job. The boat, very ineffective. And Na'Vi, who are shaken like a rock, back into the dire world, and it is now Newbee who go into Roshan. Na'Vi, their turn to fight. X marks the spot. They want to bring back in Faith. Actually, it's a pit on 3 with the follow-up Hellfire. Roshan just like, what the hell is going on? Who's knocking on my front door?
Game 1, absolute stomp for one side. Game 2 goes the other way. This Game 3 is so nail-bitingly close right now. Both teams have an opportunity. Neither of them willing to give up this Rosh area.
Yeah,
but
I don't think want to fight now. Like they've got
Newbee want to take that fight. They just can't take Roshan themselves very easily. But now they're gonna walk right back in.
You got Ravage and Mech. Kaka is waiting. They have the Observe Ward up on the hillside, dire side of that mid-river. Nighttime. But a sleep of Tidehunter. The kick connects onto the Bane with the Elusive Beam. Snako has to brain tap out to get a little bit more life. They try and put him into the Shadow Amulet. Nowhere to hide. Here comes your shift once more. They want to fight this one out. Mugi gets hit pretty hard. KP, he's got the Mecha Valve. He's going to burn it down. But General, here's your Ravage. Create some space into the Eclipse. Underlord will tank a lot of it, but not all of it. They swap Mugi in. Then he will cop a couple, but then the Rages bringing down the Luna. Roger once more, looking for the torrent, looking to come through the rear. X marks the spot, it's on to KP. He's got no mana, but thanks to some from Faith, then he can't follow through with the razors. He's got all 3 ready as Kaka rolling boulders outside of the pit.
And Kaka's almost out of stones. There's no Ravage, no Eclipse now, and I think Na'Vi, they might just reset for this and go right back in once all the heroes are up. They're probably going to wait for this Pit Lord. And Newbee, they're loath to give this up. They thought that fight would have been a lot more heavily in their favor, but they blew both the ultimates just to find the Pit Lord. Not nearly enough to justify that cost. And Na'Vi, indeed, they're waiting around this area. They don't have these huge cooldown spells to wait for, Toby. They can just walk right in.
That they can, but they don't look to have the confidence for it.
They're waiting on their Pit Lord.
Yeah, waiting on the Pit Lord. Requiem of Souls being down for Dandy also means you don't have this for the fight. Not
I think you still go in for it right now. You shouldn't be afraid right now. There's no stones, too, on the Earth Spirit.
Good Observe Ward up on the hill. Na'Vi have really great vision of what's going to happen unless someone... Okay, there's a Sentry Ward, so goodbye Observe Ward. KP walking close. He's got both Hood as well as Mech. That's a very tanky Tidehunter. The Torrent connects on the Queen of Pain. SCCC, he's got the ultimate available. He has to hit really hard to make this work. Tide staying inside the pit. The Kaka, 3-man silence and kick. It's slowing things down. A minute until Ravage is back off cooldown, but Roshan at 1200 HP. They want to finish the job. Dendy getting bashed doesn't help with this. They're coming in once more as General tries to be the front liner.
S-Triple-C's trying to time it.
In they go, rolling boulder. Kaka, the 3-man stun once again. Sonic Wave, it's so hard! SCCC hit by the Requiem of Souls. Point blank range. Roshan, crowding around. Gets it. It's down by the Radiant. Mugi gets the Aegis to the Immortal. After all of this, Newbee will be almost all dead. KP, he's brain stepped down. Mugi's alive, but not for much longer. He begins to run. 16 one-charges, they pull him back in again. Mugi will go down. And while Roshan goes the way of Newbee, the fight goes to Na'Vi.
That was the most absurd thing that I've seen around a Roche fight. All 8 heroes were right-clicking Roshan in tandem, trying to be the team to grab it, and Newbee was successful, but Na'Vi ends up with a big prize, completely wiping them. Without any of those big ultimates, Newbee, they were so helpless around that area.
Man, I kind of want to watch just that moment
There was just so many heroes hitting that Roshan. They were all spam clicking on the ground. It was like some sort of mutual, let's take down this raid boss, every man for themselves.
You know what this reminds me of? Finding Nemo, where they're all just sitting there going, mine, 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 mine. And who got the fish? It was still Mugi.
It's kind of beautiful to watch, though. You know, they all work together. It's the spirit of harmony. Dota is truly a global game.
What is it's like Snap, right?
Worthy.
Oh, this game is honestly this is my favorite game that I've casted in a really long time.
It's not over yet. The difference is still, it's under 1,000 gold, the difference. The experience is only 2k the way of Na'Vi. We're going to start to build into the new items now. So Orchid has arrived up for SCCC. He'll have his control available. There's, I believe, Kaka going in for the Yule Scepter. General, he's got the mechanism back in the stash. He needs to bring it out to himself. Crystallize, he's working on his BKB. Kunkka, well, hey, why not? He's going to go for a Vlad's.
Despite Newbee losing that fight, it still feels like their team fight is superior. It still feels like there's this moment where they should be able to win one of these fights and just roll Na'Vi over.
Yeah.
Na'Vi is doing a very good job of engaging, disengaging, being smart about how to take these fights, and they're going to have to continue to do so, because this is one of those Razor Edge games where if they tempt fate a little bit too hard and they lose a fight, it's going to swing way too hard the other way. But Na'Vi have done a very good job so far. They're controlling the game at a decent pace. They're going to trade these tier 2 towers.
Yeah, they will. This will be a little bit easier for Newbee to push back out once they have the Mana Style or the Luna. And it looks like Newbee are going to try and push the top lane a little bit harder. They don't have the Luna with them. They don't want to come to this, but remember game 1 when no one was there to defend? This is exactly the same situation. It's the only lane where Newbee can attack a tier 3 tower, because Na'Vi still hold tier 1 and tier 2 in their mid and bot lane.
Yeah, but Pit Lord gonna TP out. Dendi just continuing to farm Ancients. He really wants a BKB. In that previous engagement, he just got blown up so hard. Wants to try to reset things a little bit. And both teams one game away from getting points at this major.
Yeah, that top 4 position. Winner of this will play up against Evil Geniuses. But major points worth so much more than the minors. So it's worth it if you can grab it. Roger looking to grab it.
There's a lot of heroes here.
Rolling boulder forward. They'll send him up.
Lord needs to TP now.
Yule Scepter. Here's the kick followed through. And the Nightmare. It can stop a little bit of the attack.
Then he's got to time the BKB.
Well, here she flies out. It'll hit on 4 heroes. So
Roger's still alive.
I don't know how. The ship will fly forward. It goes over the top of Na'Vi. They have their mech from General. They'll sustain for the moment. Dendy's BKB has already popped. The only casualty of war so far is the Admiral, but they'll turn for more. Lucent Beam slowing down Snako. Crystallize into Infis. More dust charges available, however, but then Crystallize turns through the damage to the Yule Scepter. Kaka's alive! He's rolling away, but Denny's attack will stick with him. The Pit of Malice is down. It's a cage fight. It's a pit fight. And Na'Vi want to go further. Snako will fall as he is going in deep. He wants Crystallize, but General's like, please attack me. Newbee say no. They want to go for the real hero. They want Crystallize, and they've got him.
And General
is waiting in the trees.
Faith looking for him.
Trees. A leaf on the wind, General. Watch how you saw.
He's got no teleport. He's desperately just trying not to move. Now he's cutting his way up, trying to find an angle. He's even going to go for the pit. Has plenty of health left.
Now they know, but there's no one that can catch him.
They're pinging him like crazy, but just fight after fight right now. And that one, I don't even know who's really the victor. I guess because the the Vengeful Spirit died, it might...
If we go off gold as well as experience, there is no victor.
There's nobody won.
It's an even trade.
Everything was used. It felt like 10 heroes died, but in fact, like 1 person died on each team.
Kunkka and VS for Na'Vi and the ES for Newbee.
Yes. Feels like there should be a lot more, but...
It really does.
I like that both teams are not willing to back down. Oftentimes in Dota, you play the positioning game, Toby. You try to move people around so that you always start the fight with a numbers advantage.
Yep.
But both teams are like, nah. Like, that's not what we're about. We're going to just butt heads until somebody comes out on top. And Na'Vi, they're sitting behind Dendi.
Here they go once again.
No
On the
Ravage.
front lines. As you said, there is no Ravage, but there's a full pipe. There's a full mech. Seneka will begin this with the Nightmare onto the Tidehunter. Where's the follow-up? Torrent's there, but Kaka, the back lines. There's a 3-man kick with the first silence. They'll pull in. Tidy got the pipe off. Mech charge as well. KP to the trees, but that won't happen. He's down for a minute, but the split push is there. SCCC is adding the pressure on the top lane, building that money up to the BKB, but Na'Vi will take this mid. With Ravage now coming off cooldown, it won't help because Tide's still dead.
Yeah, Newbee.
But you bloodlust the tower. Defense, defense, defense.
They probably have to back from this. Na'Vi at least want to try to force something.
I don't think he meant to actually cast that Pit of Malice.
I don't think so either, but they're going to walk up and start hitting on the tower. And they have good tower hitting. They even get the swap.
They pulled him into it. Faith got quickly stunned up by the last tick of the Pit of Malice. But SCCC, he's bringing down the tier 3 tower.
He's doing more right now.
It's going to be a straight trade off the tier 3 to tier 3. Here comes your silence onto the Kunkka. He can't do much more. And Karka's in the neighborhood. He's ready to fight if Roger wants to do it. In fact, Roger, he's grabbing Karka. The mid-melee ranks was taken.
He's going to time it.
He'll hit the torrent. The ship will follow through as well. Karka needs to survive. 7-1 charge. It's a 3-man kick. Rolling balls available, but he was dying to the urn. 1 charges were available, but he didn't get out in time while the Lunan was pushing the bottom lane in. So a tier 3 for a tier 3 in mid-racks, but that range is almost dead on top.
And SCCC tries to go for the trade. At first, he did take the tower, like, pretty speedily, but then everybody from Na'Vi chips in. They even managed to get the Dark Rift back. They saved their own racks. No trade available for them. Racks for nothing. They didn't have to commit any buybacks. Not that they had one, but not the worst thing in the world for Newbee, but pretty decent trade so for Na'Vi.
Yeah.
Although that only leads to a 1k lead for them after all is said and done.
Now we have more targets to look at. It's not just Roshan. Both teams can start destroying shrines, and everyone can battle over these positions instead.
Yes, fight on, fight on, fight.
Yeah.
Just continue to battle.
And Newbee's looking for it. They've got their big magical burst damage available, both Eclipse and Sonic Wave.
They got BKBs
up and running in both. Actually, not at level 3 yet for SCCC, but they're looking for their target. Crystallize, he'll find Mugi over in the Dire jungle. Pit Lord, he's on his way. There's your swap. Crystallize wants to start. Faith gets the stun. No multicast, but these kicks, damn, Kaka living up to his football name. Just keeping Na'Vi at base that he cannot get the chain stuns to chain control. But SCCC, Fiend's Grip bottom lane, Dendi and Seneko teaming up perfectly. Down goes the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, very nice trap. He didn't expect them to be there. Anticipated the entirety of Na'Vi to be at top, and Roger gonna run into KP here. Not the easiest target to take down, and he's just gonna hightail it out of there.
Yep. BKB's just arrived for the Luna. So you got BKB now on both Mugi as well as on SCCC.
Yeah, they've punched Seneko, drag an entire creep wave here.
They're
at
coming
this top area. They're trying to hold on.
Crystallize has gone invis again. There's a sentry ward nearby. Faith is the closest one. Here comes the X-Smart spot, looking to pull Faith back in again.
They find Mugi.
He pulls Mugi in, so they're both there for the race, but they're kick! Kaka, the 3-man silence. Faith will die as Pit Lord comes in. Wonderful ability, right? That Firestorm.
It's been very good.
It has been. And goodbye, Faith.
And
but
now
that's really lucky. Mugi didn't burn the BKB, stayed alive, regenerates back up again, and they're ready to fight with the Tide Ravage.
Still, Na'Vi is outmaneuvering them hard. That 1k lead now turns into a 4k lead. Roshan is up at the same time. They can take this very quickly, and it'll be super obvious when Newbee makes a rotation over. There's no shrine for them to teleport to either.
Yeah.
And Na'Vi still have their tier 1 mid, so if they lose this fight, any hero, they can just buy back and come back into this. But they're trying to cement the game.
But there's Mantra Illusions to scout out Roshan, so Newbee don't have to go in fully blind, and that's exactly what
they're holding the cliff area though. Look at this pit.
It holds them back. Roshan, 1,000 HP, 700 400, 200, 100, and they've got it. Both Aegis and Cheese. Aegis into Dendi. Cheese onto Crystallize, and they're going in for the fight. SCCC, he's going to BKB up, which gets him out of the torrent. Ship X combination. But
still
that means
looking
now
for something.
BKB is down while Navi's looking to push up.
Yes. Now they have Aegis and Cheese. Dendi is very strong right now. Didn't have to commit his own BKB. General finds the very nice angle to hold them all out. Pit of Malice paying off there. And Navi probably go for their second set as Kaka trying to cut the wave a little bit too late. SCCC trying to force this bottom wave in. He doesn't have a BKB, so his team fight's very limited. And I think this is Navi's go time.
Looking for it. SCC can still TP back, so it's fine. But here comes your pit once again. General very early with this, just so they can push up high ground. The mid lane's not really close enough for it, but the tier 3 tower copping damage, smoke up from Newbee. They want to do the old wraparound, and there's your swap. It puts him, Queen of Pain, in the midst of the fight, but SCC able to blink out. They get the Suns in the back. They're looking for bring him down. Requiem missiles. KP can't do much. Ravage! He gets it off! A 4-man stun! It's a 1-for-1 trail, but here comes your Eclipse. Nugi has to do work, and it's going to help when the Sonic Wave connects as well, but Dendi still double kill, holding the high ground. The real Anakin here looks for the kill, but SCCC! He blinks away in time!
And he's X again?
Fall. The Aegis Immortal will pop, and he wants to go for more. X marks the spot. SCCC, BKBs, just in case. Navi back to the fighting front lines. They want that tier 3 tower down. The buyback comes in from Kaka. He's ready to roll, but there's no Ravage, there's no Sonic Wave, there's no Eclipse, and there's no Tidehunter in a second. They can't get the last one of damage until he gets dragged back in by the X marks the spot. Kaka trying to create space, but still KP will fall. The melee Rax is alive. Nugi wants to come in for another battle. The magic missile X torrent ship. Here she all flies towards the mounted Panther. Down she falls. General with the double kill. They want more. Kaka pitted up. Faith can't really do much more here in SCCC. All they can do is watch his support. Zayas General gets a triple kill. Newbee with no buybacks. They call GG. Na'Vi eliminate Newbee from the DreamLeague Season 8.
Unbelievable. Previous perfect roll vibes are out. Na'Vi advance.
Points for TI.
Their first set of points?
I believe
I think so. And now they get to go into a matchup against a surging EG team.
EG.
What a hype matchup.
EG finding their stride a little bit early today with a 2-0 victory over Virtus Pro. Na'Vi, two very one-sided games, swinging both ways. This game, it was hammer and tongs going both ways. Na'Vi and Newbee. I love this type of fight. Like, this makes me even more excited for our last game of the day. If Na'Vi bring this kind of energy into a fight against evil geniuses, who knows what type of Dota we're gonna see tonight.
This was absurd. Like, it's almost like they weren't playing for any stakes. They were just like, we're gonna fight.
Yep.
Guys, like, this is the battleground. Neither of us move. We're gonna put on a show for the fans. We're just gonna duke it out. We're gonna have fight after fight after fight. There was like a 5-on-5 mid, then a 5-on-5 at Roshan pit, then a 5-on-5 at bottom.